What's up, Extra Butter listeners? Happy New Year. We bring you into the new year with a new category for us, the best of the Butter Boys selection of 2025 movies of the year. Episode 1, the long-awaited movie we've talked about. I think if you go back to pods back in June, July, August, can't remember, I gave an Oscar, one of our segments, to the soundtrack of this movie, but we finally get a chance to talk about it, missing one of the Butter Boys. It's F1, the 2025 sport action movie starring Brad Pitt, based on Formula One racing. First movie I think they've made that was not based on a true story. We had Ford versus Ferrari. A lot of things that Trav talked about in the pod gives you some good insight about F1. If you're not a fan of the sport, you might be after this movie. So kicking things off with F1, we haven't talked in a while. We talk about a football update as per usual. Where are the playoff seedings at in the NFL? How the team's feeling? How the boys feeling? Who do we want to play? Is the AFC and the NFC a little bit more scary than the opposite side? We also have some Gears to Grind. I know we skipped Gears to Grind and Oscars to give last week to talk about the year in review, but we've got some Gears to Grind this week. We've got some Oscars to give. We went out and saw some movies in theaters. We talk about those, and Trav might have watched one finally that we've been asking to watch for quite some time that was in theaters in 2025, but it might be on the wheels. So didn't get a chance to dive too much into that. But get ready for an awesome episode to kick off 2026. Guys, make sure to listen to every episode on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And do not forget to drop us a follow on Instagram and X, the Everything app. Everything happens on X. For updates, movies to come, movies we've seen, clips, you name it, it's all there. Comment, like, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you guys as we move into the new year. We want to get more involved with the audience that we've got and grow our audience any way we can. So let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you hate. Or just, shoot the shit. We don't care. Guys, get ready for an awesome episode. Happy New Year. As I said, get ready for F1, the movie, starring Brad Pitt with the non-special guest, but the special insight from yours truly, the Butter Boys, Big Trav. Critter, roll the tape.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.
This is episode 37. Happy New Year's, fellas. I know we're not quite there yet today, but Happy New Year's, everybody out there. Starting things off, as per usual, with your football updates. Playoff seedings for one of us is solidified. For the other, it was never going to happen. And for myself, still up in the air. We start in Green Bay for the 7-seed Packers. Critter, as we roll into January, we don't need to talk, we can talk about games, most recent games and whatnot, but overall, the game against Baltimore and overall vibe of the team heading into the playoffs as a 7-seed. And where would you rather go, Lincoln Financial Field or Soldier Field? A lot of questions for you.
Shit, I don't. Either way, I don't know. I think either way, it's going to be a great victory, all timer. If we go to Lincoln or Soldier Field, I don't want to give up on the season because shit happens. But we had the ball ran down our throat.
I was going to ask you that.
Just absolutely there was. Now Saquon isn't Derrick Henry. He's a little bit easier to tackle, but more elusive. It's a different kind of running back. But part of me is just I think we're just dead men walking, just like we were last year going into Philly. And then it just solidified it when we fumbled the opening kickoff. And then it was, we were close, but the game was never in doubt. And I just don't know about, we can go to Chicago and I'd be all the way fucking back if we went to Chicago and won. But I don't know. I think there's just too many injuries, and yeah, we're getting some guys. We got some guys back, but I don't know. I'm just pretty fucking defeated.
Yeah, so I was at my wife's 30th birthday celebration we did this past weekend. So I didn't watch that game. Kind of got texts from multiple people. Oddly enough, the first two texts I got were from Bears fans about bearing down, and I'm like, I didn't watch a snap of this game. I know I had a Packers bet to win the division, but it was like just because I'm not a fan of any of the
Mm-hmm.
teams, I got involved. But I'm getting bombarded with texts. I put the fucking defense up. I was like, keep that same energy. We might
Oh,
see.
I got bets on the Eagles. I already had bets on Packers, so I'm just going to let those ride. But I'm
But I
not
did see,
doing it again.
and you already alluded to it, but if Trav, you haven't looked at the box score, Derek Tractorcito Henry, 36 carries, 216 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He surpassed a Viking legend, AP, career touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That is like when we played the Bears when they ran for like 280 on us between two guys or two.
I mean, he's always been a problem. I think it was literally the game after I went to for the first time at Lambeau. I think the Packers came back from down like 14 against the Cowboys and won, and then they had to turn around the next Thursday, and they stopped Derrick Henry, but guess who threw for about 400 yards? Ryan Tannehill.
Love that.
Yeah, so it's like you stop him, next thing you know, Joe Schmo is going to throw 400 on you, which Tannehill's good, but yeah, it's just, I think he just is a little bit of our kryptonite, and thank God he's in the AFC.
You guys are, as the playoffs round out. I'm not extremely familiar with what the seeding looks like in the AFC. I know the NFC is more of a gauntlet, but you guys are by far the most limping into the playoffs team
Mm-hmm.
out of anybody.
Easily.
Yeah,
Limping is an understatement. We're
Yeah.
wheelchairing into the playoffs.
yeah.
Like, honestly, if it wasn't for the tie against the Cowboys, Trav would have a shot
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
going into the final week.
Well, and I, not to transition to Philly, but it's like I asked you that question, and it's, I feel the same way. If we get the 2 seed, we get you. If we get the 3, we get San Francisco or LA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, obviously, every game in the NFC is going to be tough.
You'll get LA. And I guess
We
you
won.
beat them once, but
We beat them 3 times in a row, but
Mhm.
how many times can you beat a team? That's the team I worry the most about in the NFC. So I don't want them round 1. I do want the 2 seed to avoid that game first round. Don't care. I mean, selfishly speaking, it's like it's the playoffs. I don't want to guarantee anything, or we've done a lot this year on talking big games about our teams, and it usually doesn't pan out. We've got the last however many games. We've got San Fran's number, we've got LA's number, we've got your number. But like, how many times can you beat a team in a meaningful game in a row until they get you? And
Well,
it's
also,
like,
you can't trust a team like Seattle to be a true number 1 seed and go dominate people. Like,
well, that's what's crazy.
Darnold's known for choking. Like, I know it firsthand.
I think the way it shakes out is if Seattle beats San Fran, Seattle will get the 1, obviously. I think San Fran gets the 6 if LA wins. And if San Fran wins, San Fran gets the 1, Seattle for sure gets the 5, and then LA for sure gets the 6. I think the most likely team, I was looking at percentages earlier, to get the 6 seed is San Francisco, who I would rather play anybody but the Rams early.
Yep.
It's like, and the 2 seed's big because that guarantees 2 home games. Whereas the 3 seed, if you win the first game, then you're probably going to Chicago or going, barring them, winning. So the 2 seed guarantees those first 2 home games. And we were the 2 seed last year, and then, Detroit got knocked off. So we got 3 home games. So the 2 seed is pretty meaningful. I thought we were pretty much guaranteed the 3. But as it rolls in, the NFL does their job and put Chicago and Philly in the same time spot. So got to make sure there's competitive football games.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's the NFC is crazy. Now on the AFC side, I don't know if anybody else is limping, and I would say it's the same, but in a different way. Like the 4 seed in the NFC will be Carolina or Tampa Bay. I don't think anybody's overly concerned about those teams. I think Tampa Bay could definitely beat somebody, but they haven't looked good. Carolina, happy to be there. They've been decent this year. But on the AFC side, the 2 teams that would probably be limping in would be the 4 seed. I mean, the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game this week, winner gets in.
Oh, they lost to the Browns.
Well, DK
not having DK, yeah.
He ruined them because I watched that game because I typically at noon I'll put Red Zone on my computer and throw Paramount on whatever game is on CBS because the Fox game this week was New England and New York, and
nobody cares about that.
Yeah, the Jets are horrible, so it's like that game was over pretty early on. Vrabel was trying to get Aaron Glenn fired. We were talking about, but so I watched the Cleveland Pittsburgh game, and they still were able to operate their offense, but every time they needed to throw the ball to the perimeter, they couldn't. It's MVS, it's Scotty Miller, it's not DK Metcalf. So
right.
Even the final play of the game when they throw it up on 4th down, it's it's MVS, not DK. That could have been going to OT or could have been a different ball game. But when you swing at a fan, you miss the last 2 games of the season. They might miss the playoffs because he's not playing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Lamar's going to play this week. I would think he will, but
I don't think I'd want to be a visiting team going to either of those stadiums, though, in the first round of the playoffs.
Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But
I think I like the AFC better than the NFC, as we're talking about how the NFC is a juggernaut. Anything can happen in a Super Bowl, but if you look at the AFC, Chargers, Broncos, both Chargers 11 wins, Broncos 13, Jaguars 12, Texans 11.
Texans
obviously
are sneaky good. Their defense.
Obviously, you got the AFC North, Patriots 13, Bills 11.
Patriots might be a little bit of a fraud.
They might be. That's why I'm putting Bills.
They haven't been
Bills, Ravens, and I'm going to go ahead and go with the Jags for my Super Bowl picks. That's those 3 are who I'm riding with.
Trav, the thing is that whoever gets that 4 seed, Baltimore or Pittsburgh, I'm pretty sure Buffalo's the team they're going to get.
Right.
So it's if it's Baltimore, it's interesting that both those are the 2, the blue bloods of the last several years.
That
Buffalo,
game,
Kansas City, Baltimore.
I think it was the first game of the year.
Sunday Night
Football.
Baltimore blew it up 14 with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
But it's one of those 2 teams will be out. The Chargers are benching their starters pretty much.
Trust the Chargers.
Well, they're pretty much they're essentially guaranteeing they're going to Foxborough. And I disagree. I agree with the fact that they haven't played that many people, but they are.
Bills are a 7 seed.
We were talking about that last year's draft.
Drake
all over him.
It's Texans going to Pittsburgh, or Texans going to.
Depending on how it shakes out.
Yeah, but it's not. Buffalo's a 7 seed, and they're all 11-5. So I don't know how that all shakes out.
It all depends. All those games.
Oh,
are
my
so
fault.
meaningful.
Yeah, my fault. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 7 goes to 2, not the 4.
Yeah.
Who's the 1 in the AFC?
Denver
Broncos.
What's
for now? 2.
I think they're the same record, aren't they? Or one game back.
Denver wins the tiebreak over New England based on the best win percentage in common games.
Gotcha.
Whatever that is.
And New England lost to Vegas week 1, so that hurts them pretty bad.
Yep. There you go. That's exactly why that tiebreaker shook out like that.
Strength of the schedule for New England: 383, Denver 410, Jacksonville 500. And Pittsburgh 500. So all these, these teams in the middle of the mix have played the harder schedules. Houston even,
I was looking a little bit ahead at what the schedule was going to shake out next year. Bears Eagles is coming. Guaranteed. Bears Eagles. I don't know what who's going to be home or what, but it's coming next year, guaranteed. And so is Packers Cowboys.
They came to Philly this year, so I would imagine we're probably going there.
I don't know if that really matters. It's just kind of how the schedule shakes out. So you're going to have that next year. I can't remember who else.
What division does the NFC North play? Do you know, Crit, for next year?
For next year, it was AFC South. So we're going to have to go against the Texans or Jags. You're probably going to get the Colts.
Yeah.
NFC East, and then I want to say it was NFC South was the extra one.
No, we've got the.
I could be wrong.
We've got the AFC South. We've got the Titans, Texans. Colts.
Okay. Because I was looking at both of ours, so I was easily confused because I was looking at what you were going to have and what NFC North was going to have, but I think it's only a matter of time before they throw that 18th game in to kind of like offset.
Yeah.
Because having 3 of those games is kind of unfair in a way. Because the Bears had the Saints and the Raiders.
You got the North has the AFC East, Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, Jets.
That's tough. That's 2 wins. But
no, I'm talking about the extra games, Brendan. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the idea of doing 2 bye weeks, and one of the bye weeks is a full league, like the Pro Bowl games type bye week, almost like the All-Star game for NBA. I think Burrow was talking about it like last year.
I hate it.
Ago. You don't like it? If they did 18 games, though, I mean, you kind of got to have 2 breaks.
Yeah, if they had a game. I just don't want to not have football on a weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not watching the fucking Pro Bowl games.
No.
They've tried
if we're going to do it, get it out of the way early when people can still get out. Yeah. Like, don't do it in the middle of, like, the holiday season because
like week 4.
We'll riot.
Yeah. NFL's not giving up that coin to put the Pro Bowl out there.
No.
Yeah, so we got our extra game is NFC West to be determined, AFC South, and NFC East to be determined.
Gotcha.
If we played you again, that'd be brutal. It'd be 3 years in a row.
No, you play the Bears. It's guaranteed because it's the NFC East.
Yeah.
And then we play the AFC South, which for us, here, I'll show you.
No, I'm seeing it now. NFC North winner away games. We'll be in Chicago, and then at home, we get the NFC South winner of Tampa Bay or Carolina, and the AFC North winner of Pittsburgh or Baltimore.
It's just the extra games, those 3 extra games that are just against whatever the first place in your division is or the other division is.
We get the NFC West next year, too, which is not fun. Seattle, LA, San Fran.
So, the Bears will probably play Seattle. They'll play the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Eagles next year.
Good.
So, since the Vikings are not going to make the playoffs, we can talk about something other than them playing football. My focus is now on drafting Caleb Downs and retaining Brian Flores.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Brian Flores head coaching getting back on the horse.
They say they've had very good dialogue with him.
That's
so
good.
Far.
That's good.
Those 2 things would be great. I mean, a lot of players in this draft that in that mid zone of the first round are good picks. So
I hope we win the bowl.
I just hope no one in the NFC gets Jeremiah Love.
I hope
that's my only hope.
I hope we win the Super Bowl again so that Kevin Patullo can take a head coaching job and we can get him off. Jalen Hurts has had a new offensive coordinator 10 straight seasons in football, dating back to Alabama
college. Yeah,
that is so talking about the Eagles-Bills game, a lot of it's obvious. Anytime you play a playoff team, they can say potential Super Bowl matchup, right? Any team that's playing another team in the playoffs, like you can hype it up all you want. It's an easy. So that's what it was. America's game of the week. We go up 13-0 in the freezing rain in Buffalo. And then everybody wants to talk about how bad Jalen's second half was. I'm like, if you just watch the drives, man, it's like we get a play action pass with one route. Like that's a high school concept. Or somebody got jammed and just quit on the play. We still couldn't run the ball very well. The running game's been better. Like at this point, and I've said it a lot, and I've had the punt talks and stuff. It's like, again, when you have a defense that's that good, you can beat anybody. And our offense has the guys, and Lane Johnson's coming back. That changes a ton on the right side. Not only I like Fred Johnson as a backup right tackle. I actually love the guy. But like when you get Lane back, not only do you get a Hall of Famer who's played his whole career there, our right guard is our weak link. That makes him better too. It's like you're getting Lane Johnson back, a right guard. I mean, communication and just like understanding assignments, and like it's going to make our weakest. And I like our right guard. He's not the best, but he is a dog. He's the guy that got in the fight against the Commanders. Like he's a team guy. He's played well at times. And like you got to think about how much better that makes him. And then you look at Jalen Carter, who came back, double shoulder surgery, said he could barely do push-ups prior to that. And Jordan Davis on a career year, like everything is trending correctly. It's hard to repeat in the NFL, but again, it's like when I look out on paper, if we get the 2 seed, 2 home games, like I'm not counting this team out by any means. And I don't think anybody wants to play them. I don't think anybody in the NFC really wants to play anybody, but that's the playoffs. You got to be good teams, and I feel good about y'all.
It's going to be a good shakeup. I like the different teams that are kind of getting in the mix and where they are. Like, and bless the Colts fans, man. You start 7-1 and you miss the playoffs. I wanted Philip Rivers to get in there, but it literally can. It can be any team. It can be any team to make a run.
I think Philip played good ball for
sure,
out of the league,
for sure,
unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, that is a brutal season for Colts fans.
Yeah,
7-1, 8-2, and then they aren't even sniffing the playoffs. We've been there. I mean, we were 10-1, 2023. Lost 6 of our last 7. Got bounced in the first round. Like,
think about this scenario. Hindsight: if the Vikes don't choke it hosting the Bears, and the Bears don't run down and get that field goal, even just that game shakes up the NFC way more than anything else.
Yeah,
you could point it down on any team's scenario to one game, but that one just. I remember watching it going, wow, what a play. Ran down there, got it. And then the kickoff down the sideline. You're like, oh, that's it. There you go. There's your season in a 30-second
clinched
swing.
us a fucking spot, which...
Yep. As much as you hate it early on, you kind of like, okay. Better than an L.
The Bears have had...
Still haven't lost to Jerry World.
Yeah.
The Bears have lived the Chiefs season of last year of not the Chiefs didn't have miracles, but they won a lot of.
And that was us. That was us last year too.
Yeah.
And I think the year before, just getting lucky in those one possession games. But when you
talk
a quarterback, it's hard.
I heard this somewhere. I don't know if it was Pardon My Take or another show. I think it's the most 12+ win teams the following season not making it, like the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Lions.
True.
And then the Eagles and the Bills are the 2 that got back in.
Yep.
But it's kind of nuts how much it's flipped upside down. Now, the NFC still kind of looks the same as what you'd think, but the Bears, the Seahawks being as high as they are, but the Seahawks and the Panthers having a shot. The AFC is, I mean, the Jags in, the Patriots back in, the Steelers beating Baltimore. I mean, the Steelers aren't foreign to the playoffs, but Baltimore not making it would be, the Chiefs and the Ravens not getting in would be kind of a turning point. And then the Broncos being as good as they are. They were in last year.
Yeah, I kind of like saw that coming. Their defense is so fucking good.
Yeah,
I didn't see a 1 seed, but I did see them contending with KC.
They beat us this year. A handful of teams have. That's a team I still don't know if I believe in. Similar to like how people talk about New England. I know Denver's got good wins, but I don't know if I've said this in the pod, but when I look at teams I worry about in the playoffs, the first position I look at is quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't worry about Bo as much as I worry about like Drake May or Josh Allen or Matt Stafford. It's like quarterback is, and Caleb Williams even in that conversation. Like,
Yeah.
when you look at Darnold and you look at Purdy, and I know people love that guy, I still don't see it as much as these other guys.
Well,
And
the
you say that about
defense,
It's
the
he
defenses
got
will get you to
hurt
that
in your
point.
game.
In the playoffs, the defenses will get.
Mine has a Super Bowl MVP.
They'll get you to the point where you need your quarterback to make a play, and if he hasn't done it yet, you're cooked. You know,
You can't put my
it comes down to that every time.
No, I'm just saying, like,
other
the
teams
game you played Purdy, he got hurt.
we hurt him. He didn't get hurt.
True.
We hit him.
Correct,
fiction.
but that's
Fact or
what I'm
fiction.
saying. Yeah,
Fact or fiction.
game is probably over anyway.
It's fact.
But I'm going to say it.
Fact or fiction,
It's
we
fact.
hurt him or he got hurt.
Either way, I don't even know what the fuck happened, but he couldn't throw the football.
They put a tight end.
They would have called Phillip Rivers the next year or next week for the Super Bowl, or 2 weeks.
I don't know.
I that move he made against the Bears on a scramble where he like kind of like went forward towards the line of scrimmage and then backed out.
He's good.
That was smooth, but
Purdy's good, but he can shut
Purdy's
down.
good. He will turn the ball over.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah, if your quarterback can turn into a pumpkin, he will turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah,
in the playoffs, And I don't think Drake, like you were saying earlier, Brendan, I don't think Drake May is that guy. I think he's got poise.
Trevor Lawrence looks good.
Trevor Lawrence can be a dog. He'll go till
he's also
clock
been
hits
there
0.
before.
Yep.
I think Herbert's good. I think that team's in trouble.
Yeah. I don't have any faith in the Chargers.
He's been sacked so many times. I don't know. I'm interested. It's week 18 has a lot of value in it this year, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be nearly as many bench players. I mean, you look around the league, it's like the 2 seeds on the line in the NFC, so that means the Bears and Eagles are playing. Panthers, Bucks for the division. Atlanta could win against New Orleans the next day, and the Panthers get in no matter what. The AFC the teams are still fighting for seeding. Baltimore, Pittsburgh play for the division. Seattle, San Francisco playing for the 1 seed. Like, it shaped up pretty well to make a lot of meaningful games in the week where a lot of teams have their guys.
Yeah, and Kurt, I was going to say earlier too, like what a weird scenario that it's week 18 and the Vikings and Packers have similar records, yet the game doesn't matter.
If we weren't clinched,
Isn't that crazy?
Super fucking weird.
Isn't that crazy? I mean,
I'd be super worried.
Vikings Packers last game of the year. You're circling that sucker in the beginning of the season, and now it's like a preseason game. Nobody really cares.
I know they're probably not gonna. I wish they would at least play guys, but the way we've been getting injured, it's just like,
it's not worth it.
Dude, no.
You got your way in, just be as healthy as you can to get in. Your way in. Treat it like a bye week with some practice.
Which Jordan Love already was off. Which I don't know if he was actually cleared or not, but
he was just concussion, right?
Yeah, and part of me is just like, I think he probably could have played if it really meant something, but
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all love from me to my fellow friends out there that are Bears fans. It's all respect, but we are looking for the 2 seed. We need Dan and the boys to play football on Sunday.
Cut off some kneecaps or bite off some kneecaps.
They might.
And shake that thing up. Now, that's a game Ben Johnson will have circled because they got their doors blown off the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Eagles and Bears will both win, but I think but the way our season's gone, we split the Cowboys and the Giants. If Mariota's playing, we could certainly lose to the Commanders. If it's Josh Johnson, I feel pretty good. I think Josh Johnson's had an awesome NFL career, played for about 15 teams. He's been in the league for I don't know how many years.
Get him up.
but that's a guy you
Yeah,
don't need to see on the
Yeah.
opposing side. So I want the 2 seed for the 2 home games. Not going to talk shit about the Bears. It's a good football team. I just hope it shakes out our way. And unfortunately, Crit, that means we'll have a showdown the following week. But NFL playoffs, you can't beat it. We will have we don't have Geese tonight for those of you that don't watch the video, and obviously he probably would have spoken by now. But we will get a week 18 touchdown parlay posted on Instagram story. If you want to lose money one more time this year before the playoffs start, we will do everything we can to try to find a win to go out on the season. It's funny, my buddy that you both know, obviously Crawdad and Finney, we've done one every week. Haven't won one either, so we're looking for two first wins as we head into week 18. But meaningful football means you at least have a good feel for who might be out there. So we will have that posted. NFL playoffs around the corner. Guys, it's been a little bit of time since we've talked. I don't have one off the top of my head, but I know, Crit, you said you did. But getting into a category we skipped last time, gears to grind from, really Christmas week up until now. What do you guys got?
Crit, I got a short one if you want me to start with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
We just went to Sam's Club, Aldi, did the whole works, getting ready for New Year's party. One of my favorite TikToks recently. It's just POV. You're walking around Sam's Club or Costco, and it's literally just a person that says, "This is my first time or my first day on planet Earth." They have no idea what they're doing.
No.
They just stop right in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah, when'd you go? On a Sunday?
No, today.
Oh,
it's a couple
that's
hours
a shocker.
ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking the aisle goes this way, and they've got 2 carts going right here talking to each other. What are we doing here? I mean, you almost want to just bash the cart right into them.
There's been times, yeah. I went there on Sunday. That's why I'm just like, did you go there on Sunday?
Yeah, there's no organization with people there. The aisles are so...
They're so big.
They're so big, and they're also what's in that aisle.
Yep.
You know what you're looking for. Why are we sideways and chatting with Kathy from, 3 doors down?
From work that you saw.
Yeah. Are you doing a shopping trip with her? Oh my God. And then, you're standing in line, and the chick at the checkout, bless her heart, she probably was having a terrible day, but she's just standing there waiting to open up the register, just huffing and puffing oh, I don't want to do this. It's this is your job. Just do it.
Yeah, no. The fact welcome to planet Earth or whatever you said,
this
that's
my
first time
on planet Earth.
Literally.
Yeah. This old guy today he's the main person that made me think of this. I mean, slower than I'll get out. And it was like he was following me. I was like, dude, are you a CIA agent? Are you looking for me for something? Just terrible. Cutting you off.
Yeah, I went to Costco on Sunday and same thing, but
That's
right after it I had to make
Sunday is hell at Costco.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We had to make it happen. We didn't have a choice, really. I guess we could have gone yesterday, but I think it was right after that, or maybe it was Saturday. I went to King Supers, and this lady was sitting there staring at the cottage cheese, whatever dairy door for God knows how long. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go, and I'll circle back. And I went to because I was making a buffalo chicken dip, and went to the cream cheese aisle, got my cream cheese, and then
cream cheese.
Turned around. Guess who was coming over to the cream cheese aisle? I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't wait for your ass, because I would have been waiting for you again.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's we live in a simulation, and this is our torture chamber. It really is.
I'm so glad I turned around, and I was like, I'm just going to go do it ever else, and then I'll circle back.
And the carts are they're massive, and people don't understand how to maneuver them, how to place them correctly.
No.
Didn't know
No,
that was gonna light me up so much, but yeah, there's my there's my gear.
Just a little one.
Yeah, and the parking lots. Parking lots are just as terrible.
Yeah.
They're just as bad.
Forget it. Park on the outskirts and walk your ass in.
Yep. Yep.
But my gear, which I guess I can double on the movie I went to, but 3-hour movies. That's a long one in the theater, and we're basically kind of flirting on that with the movie we're getting into. Why don't we normalize a little intermission, like a play? Like throw one in there and take your piss, because Lindsay had to go to the bathroom for this movie and then the movie before it too, like the sequel. So like she's already twice has had to go to the restroom, and I wouldn't mind to do it myself, but I'm just sitting there like holding my piss for God knows how long. And I think if the movie hits like a 2:45, maybe 2.5, just throw in an intermission, pump some ads.
Yeah.
it's funny you say that, because I think we talked about this last week, and normalizing it would make sense. Trav, correct me if I'm wrong. One of our unreleased Oscar episodes from last year, I think The Brutalist, did have an intermission.
Yeah.
One of those movies did have an intermission.
It
where
was The Brutalist. Yeah.
meant for you to get up and move around and then come back into it. And I think in theaters it's probably 5 minutes or something. I don't know.
I think 5 minutes sounds about right.
But it did actually have one, which I hadn't seen a movie. Maybe back in the day they did it more often, but it's like more of a play thing. But I agree. I mean, I haven't seen the new Avatar, but I saw the last two. And I know damn well the last one was over 3 hours. So
Yeah, and you're not complaining about the movie being 3 hours. It's just the fact that you got to sit there in the theater for 3 hours straight.
and when you go to the theater, you don't want to. I will hold my piss till the day.
Hate having to get up.
I've done it. I could probably count on my hand the amount of times I've actually gotten up to pee during the movie.
Same.
Because I won't do it. I will hold that shit as long as possible.
I've done it during kids' movies, like if I've already seen it,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. Well, at home you can pause,
Yeah.
But like
At home, you get up, you just
at home,
into the bathroom.
yeah, at home I
Pause button broke on the remote.
Yeah. You still hear it, But yeah,
Like,
I
peeking around the
agree.
corner.
I think that would be huge.
I mean, hell, even not 2 hours, but if it gets over that 2-hour threshold, I think if it'd be nice, pump your ads. If you pounded through your popcorn and you're just sitting there, go get yourself a refill.
That's a great point.
Mhm.
Large popcorn and large drinks, you get free refills. I'm not going to get one.
I'm done with them after the
Yeah, first 15 minutes, because I already pounded through it on the ads.
Yeah.
the trailers. I'm done with them after the trailers.
The free refills are one of the biggest crocs of shit because of that, because most people are not getting up to get them unless you crush it in the previews, which I don't typically
Even if you do, you can't miss the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and if you think about it, a bigger point, and I would imagine this is pretty accurate, like movies come from old theatrical plays, and like they all have intermissions.
Yeah.
Why did that not get adopted into screen?
Back in the time of the Greeks, I'm pretty sure they had intermissions.
It's like when that started happening, like acting and theater, plays, anything, like you have intermissions still to this day. That is where this came from. Why did that piece not get adopted into it?
Yeah, there's usually plenty of scenes too that you could probably cut in the middle.
Well, and before we had the streaming services we had, and it was just cable, there's commercials. It's like the movies, if they had intermissions at home now, it's like we can pause. That's an intermission.
Mm-hmm.
Like the theaters right now, the only thing they're missing on these new movies is when they are long. I agree. If it's 90 minutes, that's on you.
Let's power through it. Yeah.
Yeah. But why was that piece let left out.
That's a good point. Especially with these big movies,
Just play more movies.
Avatar, they're gonna keep coming out, and they're gonna be long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, 30 minutes. You play that movie 5 times a day. That gets you another movie. Gets more butts and seats.
well, and God forbid you got to pinch one off during the movie.
I know. That's part of it's not even like a pee or the snacks really. For me, it's like, especially with Avatar, even I went to the theaters for the second one too. And it's just like, you almost, if you don't go out and walk around, like you're just like, is this son of a bitch going to be over yet? And then the best part is ruined because you're just like kind of over it in a way.
That doesn't make me feel good about that movie. I'll tell you that. When I have gone to see these, I have been pretty.
No, I liked it, but the best part of the movie,
your energy's kind of drained by that time because you've been waiting.
Yeah, the best part of that movie and the movie before it, and honestly, probably the first one, is all of the build up. You're just kind of drowned out by the build
Were you
up.
boozing?
No.
Yeah, see, that's where you went wrong.
If I was boozing, I'd been asleep because I didn't get up. Or going out for a beer.
The last Avatar I went to was the first time I really went to a theater where the servers come in like Alamo. So I knew what I signed up for. Click the button. I need another drink. Now when I go to the movies, typically I'm getting a soda or soda water and popcorn. Mm-hmm. I'm not drinking. But when I go to that one, I know it's a weekend. Getting a couple drinks because I know I'm in. It's half my day. Yeah, I'm getting a couple pops.
That fucking movie turned into my entire day on Saturday because we went to that and then we went to an all-you-can-eat sushi joint, which good, but they dilly-dallied to bring out your next roll. So it's we left at 9 to go to a 10 o'clock movie and we weren't back till 5.
Should have an intermission because you're going to be
there. You got to just order every time they come around.
Just my whole Saturday as a gear to grind. How about it?
Yeah. Sounds like a good day, though.
Yeah.
Well, on to a good. I guess good. We can talk about some Oscars we got to give. I've got a handful. I don't know if anybody wants to start. I could give one.
Go for it.
First one I'll give is to myself, Chris, and everybody else out there that won a fantasy football league. When you're in multiple leagues that cost money, if you win one, it typically covers the rest and you get a little profit there. So I won one. I mean, in my life, in close, I won one, you won one. I already forgot who else won one, but
Matt won back to back.
My brother won one, and then Chad, our buddy Chad, who's in one of the 2 leagues. One league I'm in. 2 leagues with Brad. I left one of them. He won one. So it's we all won one. So you just make your money back and you get a little profit. So time of the year, my one of my Oscars goes to all the fantasy football champions out there. Congratulations on the one sport. A couple waiver wire pickups matter, but our league that I run, and this might be a little bit of a gear to grind, just reminded me of. The league that I run, guy just won it for the third time in the last 5 years or last 4 years. And everybody knows Geese. He's on the pod. He's not here tonight. He's like, oh, we all suck. It's no, dude. He took Jackson Smith and Jigba in the third round because we didn't know. You just get those picks sometimes.
Yep.
I had Travis Etienne in the 11th round.
Yeah, it's you just get those picks sometimes where they have that year. And it's
and I still lost.
A lot of luck.
In the league that you won.
It's a lot of. I took Nico Collins in the first round.
Yeah.
It's I believed in Nico. I thought he was the guy that was going to do this. He had a decent year. Not a first-round pick year, but I won. But I had Devontae Adams, who was a 6th, 7th round. It's those guys you get later in the rounds that just have those years. That's how you win. Gear to grind on that point. I'm the commissioner in a league. When the league is over, and shout out my boys in my league that I run, all high school guys. As a commissioner, the most stressful thing is getting the money. And I don't believe in paying at the beginning of the year because as a commissioner, I do not want your money in my Venmo or Cash App account for 4 to 5 months. So I'm a collect at the end guy. A lot of the leagues want you to pay in advance. I think that's good for you if you can do it. I don't want to do it. Everybody paid today pretty much within an hour. I know our league that we're in together, Chris, everybody was checked off today.
Yep.
The league I won, the Xbox league I'm in, our commissioner, who's been mentioned on the pod, we won't mention his name, Derek. He said, "You won. Congratulations. Everybody will just Venmo you." So I'm the one that has to track down the coin for being the winner. And he did say, "Everybody, send your Venmo in here." Everybody just sent him the money. I love it. Everybody did again today. It's like we're old enough. I think people are, they realize to send the money. Everything's been accounted for, talked to, or paid today, one day for 3 different leagues. That deserves another Oscar.
Hey, economy's going up.
Yeah, hey. But yeah, shout out to the fantasy football champions out there. My league, our boy Seth, getting his 3rd ring in 5 years or 4 years.
It only took the commissioner 9 years to get
Gear
there.
To grind. Nobody wants Trav to play fantasy football, so here I am, just watching every weekend with no stakes.
You got to get in on the Xbox league next year because there's only 10 people. Well, if you weren't there, I don't run it. It's like it's people you don't play with as much. So
hey,
my league,
if a spot opens, Trav, I got you.
My league is pretty. It's tough to get into, and now
mine's not. Someone will leave in 2 years, guarantee it.
My league is tough to get into, but the punishment this year. Shout out league punishments. I'll talk about 2. Your brother Matt. In the Xbox League, we'll have to live stream a lemonade stand for 4 hours.
Oh, only 4 hours?
For 4 hours. It was going to be 8
cheap.
for the workday. 4 hours live stream lemonade stand. My league is if you don't do it, you're automatically kicked out. This year's punishment was a tattoo of your record. So the guy who got last has to get a 3-11 tattoo somewhere on his body. And if he doesn't, Trav, it is a democracy, but I'm the dictator, so I decide everything. You might be in, but it is tough. It is tough to get in. We've only had one person be out in the last however many years, and the guy, Scott, our guy Scott was right there. Your boy Geese on here would have advocated for him over you too, So you got to gripe it with him, but you're on the list. You're on the short list.
Hey. I'm just gonna keep enjoying football.
You're on my short list because I could
name gets picked.
I could bet that there's been spots that have opened in the past in my league. So
would you have gotten a 3-11 tattoo? Is the question.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have gone 3-11.
Yeah, right. Hope not.
Right.
I think I finished bottom 4. I've had a couple tough years in that league.
Yeah, no. I mean, hey, it's league punishment.
Yep.
I'll get last.
I've got more Oscars. I just don't want to take, if anybody else has. I have a good segue.
I do have one.
I have another one as well.
My final Oscar will be a good segue, so I'll save my last 2.
Okay, go ahead.
So, are either of you guys Monopoly guys?
Yes.
We played. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
What about
online even?
Yeah.
I have dabbled in Monopoly Go on the phone, but
have you dabbled in McDonald's Monopoly?
Yes.
I've done that as well. Okay.
I probably have a piece in my car that I did not redeem, and it's too late.
Yeah.
But if Lindsay and I did this on Christmas Eve, Monopoly deal. So much fun. And it's not the same as Monopoly. Like you're not going to get that fix, but like they're quick games. Like I think we played 6 games in a matter of, 2 or 3 hours. Yes, Lindsay beat the shit out of me every single time. That's a discussion for another day. But, yeah, just great card game. We got the Harry Potter version. So, like, Harry Potter has, like, a special power. Draco Malfoy has a special power. So on and so forth. It's like $4 on Amazon, maybe $5. But
It's a card game. It's not a board game.
It's a card game. Yep. So you get your properties. You can steal properties. You got a bank. Build up your bank.
Did you guys play 1-on-1?
We did play 1-on-1, and it was actually a lot of fun. But what got me to buy the Harry Potter version was Matt was up here 2 weeks ago. We went to the hockey game, had the glass seats that I talked about, came back, and we were playing Monopoly deal because his girlfriend Lillian brought it over, and we were playing that till 3 a.m. after the hockey game.
Love a good card game. Love a good card game.
We were at it forever. We were learning. We were learning in that process, but yeah, it's like quick games. Like it gets your Monopoly fix in because you're obviously going to argue after that. But
we played a new one this holiday season, Flip 7. It's almost like blackjack. Concept is to get to 200, and each round you don't want to bust. Way better for your wallet than going to the casino.
Yeah.
That one was good. And then Mad's got Monopoly, the Wicked version. So we'll probably play that for New Year's.
It is cool that Monopoly does the themed.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same game.
Right.
But it's like, it's cool to have that different.
God, I'm remembering some good feisty versions of online.
Oh.
Shout out Brad.
That's a game that'll make you want to kill each other for sure. And it could last a long time.
My quick Oscar will go to our neighbor Cindy. It snowed like 6 inches the other day. And I go to take the snowblower out. Didn't shovel it all, just let it all snow. I'm like, yeah, I got a nice electric snowblower. Go to take it out. One of the wheels is loose. It completely went flat and it's off the bead.
Ah,
what perfect timing. So I had to shovel the whole thing. But then the plows came the next day and pushed all the snow from the road onto our sidewalk and driveway. So I'm like, God, I'll just shovel away for me to get out, and then I'll go fix the tire. Well, our neighbor Cindy with her snowblower came in and plowed our sidewalk and everything. Just a champ. So
that is
probably not listen to this, but shout out Cindy.
It's I feel like snow is the one. Like my parents' house, always the guy across the street was a plow. He was had a plow truck. He would always plow the driveway.
Yep.
Like snow is one of those times where people will come around and help you out.
Oh, because everybody's just screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that one's good. I've got another one goes to just people that work on Christmas Day. Liquor stores,
gas stations,
restaurants, people that don't have anywhere to go. Someone's working, have a Christmas dinner. We Ubered home from my cousin's house. Guy picks us up, takes us home. It's like people that are working on Christmas Day. Any holiday.
Take this for what it's worth. Guy driving home probably doesn't celebrate Christmas. So
good. I mean, I asked him about it. It's different than what you think.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, different than what you think. I asked him about his Christmas, and he did. He just, it's going to start picking up here, people that are out and whatever. But, yeah, people that work on Christmas. And my last Oscar will kind of roll into our what movies have we seen since the last time we spoke. SpongeBob. I mean, SpongeBob, the voice actor, died a few years back. The new guy sounds the same. Yeah, SpongeBob died.
I forgot.
Yeah.
SpongeBob died.
Wait a minute.
So
Why
we
is
went
this
and
news
saw,
to me?
Yeah, we went and saw SpongeBob Search for SquarePants on Christmas Day. The new voice guy sounds very good.
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that there, Brendan. Mr. Tom Kenny.
Sure,
Mr. Tom Kenny's still alive.
The creator died. Okay, so I folded on this. This is a different topic.
There goes that Oscar.
No, the Oscar wasn't going to like a new voice. The Oscar was going to SpongeBob because it's been around. I think it's up there with South Park, and I don't know which one. One of the two has the longest.
SpongeBob's been around since '99.
Yeah, one of them I think the Simpsons got canceled for a season. I think South Park might be the longest running animated show. SpongeBob's right there.
SpongeBob, 1999.
The fact that they can still make just SpongeBob content,
Oh,
and like we went with a couple friends and they walk out like, yeah, I thought it was good. It's like you don't walk into the SpongeBob movie thinking it's going to be the best movie you've ever seen.
no.
Did you
It's
laugh?
SpongeBob.
It did. The comedy was still there. Patrick, I mean, it's just like exactly what you'd expect. New plot line. You get the Flying Dutchman, Mr. Krabs and Squidward. Plankton was very, 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 very 1 to 5 seconds in the movie. Wasn't a big part of it. But like the fact that they can keep coming up with this content that you laugh at. The animation's gotten, it's a little bit different on the theaters than it is on TV.
Yep.
Obviously, it's gotten better over time. But just to go into watch another movie, you always have an iconic song coming from a SpongeBob movie. This one revolved around Big Guy. SpongeBob's a big guy now. And Ice Spice had the song. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it.
Love it.
She was in the movie very briefly. But SpongeBob's becoming a big guy, wants to go on a roller coaster, walks up to it, gets petrified, wants to leave. And then the Flying Dutchman, they get involved. He wants to become what was it called? A swarbuckler, something like that is the word. I'm blanking on it. Or a warshbuckler. Something is like basically like being knighted. You've done a lot of. You're a man. You're a big guy. And that's the plot. He wants to, in the Flying Dutchman's curse has to be cured by a pure heart. So he's trying to trick SpongeBob into
Swashbuckler.
And SpongeBob is, he wants to become a swashbuckler. Him and Patrick get taken by the Dutchman, and Krabs and Squidward are coming to get him, and he's going through these challenges, and just the humor they have. It was just more classic SpongeBob. We're walking out of the movie, and the credits are rolling, and it's playing the Big Guy song. And there's this kid in the top right on the stairs, just hitting it, And it's like that is SpongeBob, and like you couldn't have asked for anything more. If you watch the movie and you go into it thinking it's going to make the wheel of top movies of 2025, you're an idiot.
Well, and to your point too, like when you and I are 60, like when we're 60, I'll go with my grandkids to SpongeBob all day long. I don't care who the voice actor is.
Yeah, you'll get the same humor, the same innocence, the same. It's just like it was very good for just being something that's been around for so long. I laughed multiple times, and honestly, I don't see a ton of comedies in theaters anymore. This obviously is a comedy, more of a kids movie. SpongeBob will always have a spot for me. So the Oscar goes to SpongeBob being them still making content that will make a 30-year-old laugh. A guy who's been watching SpongeBob since he was a kid, and I'll continue to do so. You can't beat it. Always has a hit tune. It's just great. So saw SpongeBob rolling into movies we've seen. I know you guys both have seen when we talked a little bit about Chris's, but it didn't give much of a review. I did go to a Scream Unseen. I think the day after we recorded last. It was called We Bury the Dead. Comes out, I think, January 1st. I think I gave it a 2. 2.5. 2.5. And I'll tell you why. I didn't think the movie stunk, but it was more of like, and I've seen reviews on it since, the most modern take or unique take on a zombie movie. I'm kind of sick of the zombie movies. I'm not sick of them, but it's like the plot, just to give you an idea, a United States chemical weapon or destructive weapon test goes off the coast of Tasmania, I believe, or something south of Australia. I think it's Tasmania. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Goes off too close to the shore. electromagnetic bomb, brainwaves just shut off, kills tons of people, huge destruction, and some of them come back, like their brainwaves turn back on. So that's the premise. The main character's husband was on a work trip down off the coast in an island off the coast of I think it's Tasmania. I could be making that up. And they go down to do a kind of body retrieval. Everybody pitch in, like help clean this place up. And some of them are coming back, and she's going to find her husband. That's why she went. There is just like one kind of segue plot that just has nothing to do with the movie. The ending is whatever. It was good. Like I was engaged. But like it wraps up and it's just like that was. I mean, it just didn't do it for me. And I don't know if it's the zombie plot line that I just am not into anymore.
Yeah.
Or if it's just been done too much. And like the one movie I didn't want it to be was Primate. And I don't know if you guys have seen the preview for that. It's like this family has a pet chimp and then something.
Pokemon.
Well, it's this
Primate. No, I know. I'm just thinking of the Pokemon.
Yeah. But this family has a chimp, and I thought the preview didn't look great because I'm like, I'm not buying into this. But at least it's a new take, and it's like this monkey gets possessed by something, and it turns bad on the family, and they're getting hunted by this chimpanzee. And I was like, God, I really hope it's not that because it didn't look great to me. Now I wish it was because it's like it is at least something new. And I think I've talked about this. 28 years later, great preview, saw the movie, zombie movie, but it's also a sequel of older movies, so I knew what I was walking into. Wasn't great. New preview. I'm bought back in. Gonna go see the new one. But like zombie movies, just as a surprise movie when I heard what had happened, and I clicked in my brain like, oh, it's zombies. It just kind of checked me out early on. So We Buried the Dead, good reviews, comes out, I think, yesterday as of the release of this podcast. Good movie. My letterbox, I think, was a 2.5. So haven't seen anything that I'm... SpongeBob, if you're a SpongeBob fan, gotta see it. We Bury the Dead, if you're a zombie movie fan, see it. If not, I think you can sit that one out until it comes out to stream.
Finally watched Weapons. Can't talk about it yet in case it does get spun on the wheel. Would love for that wheel to spin on the Weapons. I'll tell you that.
Save you some homework.
Yeah, what's just overall thoughts? Sounds like good.
I loved the just how it transitioned. Yep. I mean, what a cool concept.
Genius.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get too far into it.
Yeah, I agree. I know what you're saying. That was my favorite thing about it too.
Yeah.
Critter, we bagged on Avatar because you hated there was no intermission. How was the movie?
I was about to ask you what the website you rate your movies at was at. Letterbox, Lett.
Letterboxd, Letterboxd. You can make a movie, or you can make an account, and it's out of 5. Avatar: Fire and Ash has a average score of 3.6, which is pretty.
I would probably put it there because
that's like a 70%.
So I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes. It was top tier, 90+%, probably 95+%. They're probably not done. I think Avatar, the original one, when we were in high school or whatever it was, I wouldn't call it a standalone, but I think they're gonna make another one.
They
I'll
are.
leave it at that.
There's gonna be 3 more.
Yeah, and I know exactly what's gonna happen based on this one. I don't know. It seemed a lot like the last one. Like it's the same foe. And it's just, that's why I would have loved an intermission. because like it was honestly the Lindsay loved it and I liked it too, but I was just it was just like kind of the same movie, but a little bit of a different spin on it
Well, if
as
you
the
had an
last
intermission
one.
too, you could digest the first half of it quick.
Mhm.
Kind of replay it in your head. Okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. But when you're constantly like having to focus on the scene, you pretty easy to forget something earlier in the movie or just not have the same effect.
Yeah, and I will say like the last one and this one we went to theaters and put on the 3D glasses and all the whole shebang. I it's just like the same movie to me, and that's why 3.6 kind of like it was good, but
Well, I'll tell you this too. On Letterboxd, I would say your most good movies are going to be in the 3.3 to 3.6 range.
okay.
If you creep towards a 4, or if you're over a 4 is extremely rare because it's all people like us. I mean, there might be
Mhm.
critics on there, but if you're in the 3.3 to 3.6, it's probably a good movie. If you're under that or under a 3, it's probably not great. And
Yeah,
if you're over 4, it's like I have seen that like twice. Like it's
yeah, that's
very,
that's
very
kind of where I'm at. Like it was a good
yeah.
movie. It's just like we kind of already have seen it before, but at the same time, like they could be completely building into something else. Like I will say the new villain that they brought in, pretty fucking good.
Well, and not to get off that topic, but like I know that we will start to get into the Oscars more. That movie is up for Oscars. The movie we're going to talk about is up for Oscars. Weapons is up for Oscars. Weapons got a 3.6, so on Letterboxd. We Buried the Dead had a 3.0, higher than I would have given it. SpongeBob had a 2.6. Not surprising. It's a very select crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Um, F1, which we'll roll into here, 3.7. So it's like that's where you're looking at like at that higher 3 point, is really where things are going to be at. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll check one more here.
And we'll say if you go see Avatar in theaters, I would suggest do it ASAP while you can get it in 3D because those colors and the shit popping out to you, it does add like I'd say maybe like a point 3, point 4 for me.
Yeah,
Where if I'm at home, I wouldn't get that.
I
Same
think
with the F1 movie.
the highest one I can remember, I think Rental Family I saw with Brendan Fraser was a 3.9 on there. I've seen one over 4, but like K-pop is a 3.6. So like those are another Oscars award nomination. Like those, if you're near a 4, it's pretty damn good. If you're like 3.9 is high. Anything over a 4, I've seen it one. I can't remember the movie. I think at one point, I think one of the movies I had near a 4 on my list was over 4, but it dropped. I just think it's really hard to get everybody in the world
Oh
to
yeah.
rate it over a 4. So if you're over 3.5, I think it's pretty damn good. If you're in the 3.2 to 3.6, good. Anything under that is when there's a lot more outlier dog. Like this movie stunk. Like SpongeBob, you get it. 2.6. People are going in there with a different mindset of people who wanted to go watch SpongeBob. Not this is going to be the best movie ever. So I've got a Scream Unseen booked for Monday next week. Hopefully it's 28 years later, so I don't have to go watch that again. But we'll find out. Usually the horror ones I've seen have been kind of those. Like I saw Jurassic World in a Screen Unseen. All the Scream Unseens I've seen have been like the one-offs. Now, one of them I can't remember. I didn't like it that much, but that one was like a mainstream. But like a lot of the Screams are more not your 28 years later, your primate. I think some of those. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to get back in there. I know we've got a movie on the wheel at the back end that would put our asses in some seats to go see it and talk about it. But Happy New Year. We are moving into the Butter Boys Best of 2025 movie wheel. that we built out last week. If you missed it, I believe there's 12 movies on there. Some we've for sure seen, some that we haven't seen. Try to keep it a little bit dynamic from that perspective. But movies, especially this one that we've wanted to talk about but haven't done so because we didn't want to do spoilers. But we're in 2026 now. This one is long overdue. I believe we talked pre-pod, came out in June. Some of us saw it together. I know Trav and I saw it together. Chris has seen it in theaters. Guy saw it the same night. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I've watched it twice since then. I've seen it 5 times in less than a calendar year since the release date. F1, the movie, 2025 sport action starring our boy Brad Pitt. Trav, don't have to give too much of a synopsis, but excited to get into this one with you. Tell them a little bit about the movie.
As the old resident Formula One fan, I loved a lot of aspects of this movie. You're not your typical, but kind of your typical comeback / underdog story for a sports movie. I mean, motorsports is, I feel like it's not as popular as it should be. I mean, football is crazy popular, baseball crazy popular, and all the ball sports, if you will.
Balls.
But yeah, balls. I do think that Netflix's Drive to Survive really let this movie come to fruition, and a lot of American fans kind of turn into F1 fans. Really helped this movie out. But love our Brad Pitt coming back, Mr. Sonny Hayes, getting a Formula One seat, trying to save his buddy's race team, and for a long movie, it keeps you engaged. Loved it. This is only my second time watching it. I need to watch it in a bigger screen. I only watched it in our living room TV. It's the audio, the sound, the soundtrack. Everything was done to the nines. If it ever comes back out in theater, I know they're gonna try to do another one. If they do the double, F1 movie, then F1 Part 2 or whatever.
Double feature.
I will have F2. I will have to go see that. But as far as that goes, I think we were talking pre-pod, Brennan. What Oscars are we talking for F1? I know it was already hyped before it even came out as this is going to be one of the top movies of the year.
Yeah, I want to start. I think every pod we do, because we'll really see where we hit or missed on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk about what awards movies are nominated for, as we know, or shortlisted for as of now. First and foremost, I could be overthinking a lot of things, but is there many more sport movies that aren't based on a true story that have a lead of a name that rolls off the tongue better than Sonny Hayes?
No, it's
Sonny Hayes.
It's up there with like Bobby Boucher.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
yes,
it's memorable.
Sonny Hayes. Yeah. Right now, I did not see anything on Best Actor, Actress, Supporting Actor, Actress, etc. for movies that are nominated, but these are all. This movie is currently shortlisted for 5 different awards at the Oscar show upcoming. Best Cinematography, Music Original Score, Music Original Song. That would be Drive with Ed Sheeran at the back end. Best Sound and Best Visual Effects already on the board. So I think for us, as we just went with our gut, a little bit of research on building out a wheel and not looking into this list prior, I'd like to think this one deserves to be on the Best of 2025 wheel.
Yep.
I'll start every pod, the next 3 episodes we do after this on our wheel, to see if the movie actually was going to be considered one of the best of. But this one, I think, hits the mold. I think we knew that, like you said, coming into it. Sure. I think for me, the last 2 years getting more into F1 with you, and then getting in from this podcast into Top Gun Maverick, and then understanding the producers of that movie, we're doing this one too. It was a no-brainer. Love Brad Pitt. One of my points I wanted to say, and I think I was getting ready to say this pre-pod, is I don't think, outside of obviously, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, like a lot of guys that were in the movie because they filmed it being live at an F1 race. I don't think we had, outside of Brad Pitt, a ton of, it wasn't a loaded cast with big names. I think it was a lot more. I mean, I've seen a couple people before. Joshua Pierce's mom was in Ted Lasso.
Javier Bardem being
I
the
don't know him as well.
boss. Yeah.
He was something, but like Carrie Condon, that was Kate. I don't know her. I'm sure if I clicked on their profiles and looked at their
Mhm.
movies, I know Tobias Menzies, the board member, Peter Banning. I've seen him in movies. I know I think the not the lead mechanic, but the technical director. I don't know. Remember
Yep.
Kim Bodnia? I've seen
Yep.
him in movies, but I don't think it was necessarily an overloaded cast outside of Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I don't think it really needed to be though, because you know, it's Formula One being the team sport it is, but also like you see it in the movie, it's solo. Like you are your if you don't race well, you're cooked. Like they're gonna take you out. They're gonna find you either a reserve spot or demote you or just kick you off and promote somebody else. But um, just Brad Pitt's a dog. He knows what he's doing. He did so much to prepare for this movie. I remember when they were kind of making it, during the 2023 season, everybody's kind of complaining about like, oh, their cars out on track, and we got two actors out on the track before races during the anthem or something like
Yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, like if this movie promotes the sport and allows it to, grow and bring more fans, bring more money in, and make more spectacular events, although it already is like, I think it's such an underrated sport for what it puts on. We just had one of the greatest endings to a season of all time. Granted, we didn't get the result
Mhm.
that some of us wanted, but I mean, what a crazy finish due to some other circumstances. But all it needed was Brad Pitt and I blank on the actor's name, but
Damson
JP.
Idris.
Yeah,
JP.
his little snarky, his little like preppy boy, pretty boy, like I'm by myself, I'm the best, is Formula One drivers. Like that is exactly how they are. Maybe they're not all assholes, but like you have to be I'm first, team kind of second in order to move forward. Now, granted, when you become a good one, you can kind of morph into being a better of a team player. But if you look at the best racing driver right now, and Max Verstappen, I'm putting myself first, and if I put myself first, the team's going to succeed. Now, granted, he doesn't have a great teammate, right now, but I mean that's kind of how it plays. So I mean, the plot for somebody who's a fan of the sport, there's a lot of holes in it, but I understand them. Um, there's a lot of scenes where they kind of over explain things or keep it like too simple. They didn't let it kind of roll off the tongue as if they were explaining it. Like David Croft is the main announcer for Formula One, Crofty, and there's a lot of times where like you could just tell he's in a studio saying something into a mic instead of like actually in the middle of a race saying something about it. Now I understand like he's saying a name that's not in a race at the time, so it's kind of hard to do that. But as far as like the whole plot, the story behind it, the story itself is somewhat realistic. Like you could take an older guy and bring him back into this sport if he's continued to do it. Because I say this because Fernando Alonso, who's racing right now for Aston Martin, is 42, soon to be 43 years old, still racing at a high level. If he has a better car next year, he might be, top 6, top 8 driver. I mean, that's you're talking about this movie right here, but he's not coming back. He's done it for a long time. But um, yeah, the point of not having to have a star-studded cast, like it didn't need to be. I think it would have kind of pushed it too far. The movie's more about him, the racing drivers, and the car, and the races, and I think they did a good job of that.
I'm excited for this series of pods because I think we'll be able to talk about these movies more collectively as opposed to chronologically just going through the movie over and over again. Like there's a lot that we've wanted to talk about this movie for a long time. And I think to your point, Trav, a lot of people aren't either racing fans or F1 fans. Every sport, you have to be that way. You have to be a me guy. Like You are a team guy, but if you're a striker in soccer, you want the ball. If you are a receiver in the NFL, you want the ball. If you are a pitcher, you want to dominate. Like, people don't think about these. Like, I don't watch NASCAR. I didn't start watching F1 for a while. The best athletes, and probably, I mean, you look at a lot of professions, it's like there is a selfish part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people probably would understand that in driving.
No.
And so, like, to that point, it's like Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, like Charles Leclerc. Like,
to give you a background of kind of like how I got into the sport will really like put that into perspective. So a guy that was a friend of my dad's and friend of our family's for a while, he would get up at 6 a.m. You know, he was living at my dad's place for a little bit. He would get up at 6 a.m. and watch a race. I'm like, what, dude, what are you watching? Like, you're up at 6 a.m. watching this. And I'd sit down and watch a few laps. And this was in the midst of Lewis Hamilton winning 4 in a row. I mean, Mercedes winning 8 constructor championships in a row. That's, in terms of sports, that's New England Patriots winning 7 straight Super Bowls. And nobody even, like, they win every game, practically. Granted, they didn't win every race, but that's the type of domination that we're talking about, you know, as far as the sport goes. So, I'd kind of catch in and be like, you know what, dude, I kind of like this young buck Verstappen. He's in P3. He's trying to fight the Mercedes. And my buddy John, you know him, Brendan. I know you know a little bit maybe from playing. Him and I kind of got into it after Drive to Survive. We're like, shit, I got to at least get into this thing. The sport just looks fun. And the first race I was going to watch was 2021 in Belgium. Race got rained out. They did 2 laps in the rain, called it. John's like, dude, because he'd watched a few races before and got kind of got into the season, and it's touted as one of the best seasons of all time. Like 2021 is the movie that it should be. He's like, dude, I don't want this to like taint your vibe of the season and the sport. And I'm like, no, I'll keep watching. And from that race on, Max and Lewis just went back and forth, and they both got smeared as like super selfish. You know, you still got to put the team first because you're still fighting for a constructor's title. But every race they were like literally neck and neck. I mean, there's Crit. I want you to find this the crash from 2021 Monza. This was like peak. If you want to put it into this movie's terms, like Sonny and JP going together and crashing each other. We're talking the leaders in the championship going after each other and crashing in this type of fashion. That season, I think, is enough of a season to make a movie.
Was Monza the crash? Not to get too sidetracked.
Max kind of like he like crashes on top.
No, I'm
talking about in the movie. Was that where?
Yeah, Monza's the one where he spins and crashes. Yeah,
and Hamilton's the producer of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Here's a picture. I don't know what you want me to look at.
Picture's good enough, but the
that's all I got.
The point I'm getting to with kind of diving into that, point I'm getting to with this kind of story of how I got into it is not a lot of people like selfishness in sports, and it turns them off. I dig it because it like shows who you truly are. Like, are you willing to do anything to win?
Yeah,
you know, and that's kind of what you see in Formula One. I don't know. Some people don't like it. Some people do.
There's a better look at it.
Yeah. So for those who are listening, it was like 3/4 of the way into the race. Max just got out of the pits, or Lewis just got out of the pits, and it's a fight for, I think, like 3rd place. And Max just completely cuts him off and like hits a curb, and his tail end bounces up and lands on top of Lewis's car, on top of the halo, and his tire basically like runs over the top of his helmet. And they both get out of the race. Neither of them score points, but just crazy.
Were they? Because I know we've seen like your NASCAR fights and shit. Were they fired up with?
Oh, they're fired up, but once again, very rare to see in Formula One people get physical, People get over the top. I mean, we're talking $50 million a year people. They're not going to risk their hands. They're not going to risk, getting suspended for a race. They're in it to win it. But on the radios and press and everything, like they're going to get after it. They're going to say some nasty shit. But guess what? Next race, they're lined up right next to each other and they're going to elbows out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of my
Elbows
soapbox.
Yep.
Soapbox. If you're gonna get into the sport after watching this, watch highlights or watch the movie of the 2021 season, and you'll be hooked. It's one of the best sports seasons of all time. It's only gotten better since. We're getting into a brand new regulation set this year. Brand new cars, edited way that they follow each other. The car, even from the movie, is completely basically scrapped. It's a completely new setup, and the season starts in late February, early March. So it's a quick turnaround.
Trav, you'll probably be like our Gone Girl episode when Lindsay came on talking about the book. You'll probably be getting asked some questions from that.
Yeah.
Given the collective pieces, I know I said I didn't want to go chronological order, but at least talking some about the movie itself. Like, we'll get into it. Sonny Hayes is in the multi-day Daytona race, or 24-hour, whatever that race is called.
Mm-hmm. It's called endurance racing. If you're looking.
So Sonny
WEC World Endurance Championships.
We talk a lot about character development. I thought this movie did an incredible job. You get Sonny Hayes first in the World Endurance, whatever you just said.
Yep.
At Daytona, driving through the night. It's like you're getting introduced to him. They win the race. And I don't want to butcher the name. Ruben comes up to him at a laundromat. You kind of get a feeling that Sonny Hayes is just kind of living out of his car, which he is, living out of his van. Don't know the drive. They raced together back in the day in F1. They need a driver at Apex GP, which is the only non-real organization in the movie. Everything else is legit. And, again, they get him to come on. So here comes Sonny. You get your first interaction. My question to you would be how, and you might not know this, but do drivers do that? Like, Sonny Hayes was a highly touted F1 driver coming up, bad crash, we come to find out, which is what put him out. And then he's continuously driving in these other, Grand Prix, different tours, different sports, different cars. Does that happen? Like, do drivers, as they get older or as they get out of the sport, get into other forms of racing? Or
it's easier to do it in the, like, what I would say as an F1 stan, like F1's the best.
Yeah.
They'll go from rally to NASCAR to Indy to these World Endurance. Like, those are kind of interchangeable as, like, if you're a top driver, these teams want you. So World Endurance is like the 24 hours at Le Mans. That is one of the most important races in motorsports. Like, if you have a car there, you have a team there, you want to win that. And there's different classes. We've raced it on Forza, like that track. They do that track for 24 hours straight. Yeah, Andretti is one of those names.
Andretti's the best United States driver ever. Yeah.
Yeah. And once again, we're happy to have him kind of pushing this Cadillac push for Formula One. But anyways, that's off topic. But the cool thing is, yes, these guys will go around in those leagues, but it's hard for them to then move back up into Formula One. Formula One's about having young, fast, and moldable minds, sometimes for cheap, and then you can kind of build them into your own brand, into your own team. But really hard to move from there up. Very easy to move from Formula One down to NASCAR, down to World Endurance, down into IndyCar. The IndyCar guys, the NASCAR guys all say, well, we're the best, we're whatever. No, you're not getting paid $50 million a year to race these races. You know what I mean?
So Formula One is the Premier League, the La Liga, of racing, of motorsports. Like, Messi coming to Miami is like
times it by probably about 3.
Max Verstappen coming to NASCAR someday.
Yeah,
that
because even within Formula One, there's Formula 2,
yeah,
which Formula One grabs from there, and it's like the same-ish cars. I think they use regulations from like 2 years prior for the Formula 2 cars. So they're technically still racing Formula 1 cars, but they're not in the same kind of ballpark, if that makes sense. They're kind of young and up and comers, and they kind of use that as their like kind of G League, if you will, in basketball terms. But yeah, to answer your question, it's way easier to go down from Formula One than to go up. But the best guy in the sport right now, Max Verstappen, he's freaking racing sim. He's sim racing 24 hours of Daytona, 24 hours of Le Mans, 24 hours at Spa within 24 hours of his race. Like, he'll go put an 8-hour stint in after practice one on a Formula One weekend. Like, this dude's nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a wide range. I would say that the 20 guys right now, soon to be 22 guys that are racing in Formula One, probably the top 10 to 12 could race anywhere beneath Formula One and probably win within their first season. No problem.
Okay.
Like they're that good. And,
Okay.
But as far as Sonny Hayes being an older guy, makes it a lot harder. Reaction times, health. So it is. I believed him when he was saying like if this is real world, he's his ninth choice. He's probably his ninth choice.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else saw the writing on the wall of this team's probably falling apart. It's really not going to get me anywhere because it's a risk to take when you're a rookie driver or a young driver. If you go racing, you don't do shit just because the car sucks. People are going to put that right on you. Mm-hmm. You know, you got 20th place. Well, you sucked. Well, the car sucked. Well, they don't give a shit.
Too bad.
Yeah. Lucky number 9.
Yep.
Starting to sound more like a 10.
Yeah.
Very funny scene. The qualifying in that, you know, the self-imposed, give me the same setup JP had. If I don't come up with it in a second, I'm out of your hair. Want to take a side note to touch on your point, the older driver. I will say I went on a mission the night I watched this for the 4th time at home, first time out of theaters. Had a couple pops in me, went on Letterboxd to try to find the most, you know, what are the negative reviews of this movie? Don't want to get too sidetracked on it, but one of them, and I don't know if I mentioned this off the pod, but it was, hey, we've got 61-year-old Brad Pitt playing an F1 driver coming in to, you know, come back and compete to win a race. I feel like there's a lot of merit to that based on what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't think in this movie he's portrayed as 61. He looks, shout out Brad Pitt, looks great.
I think it was 30 years prior that he was racing in Formula One, so I'd imagine he was like 18 to 20 when the crash happened. So 30 years prior, he's probably pushing late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
So I mean, you are pushing like the outer extremities of making this realistic, but I don't think he's too far off with his strategies, his outside the box thoughts. I'll get into this. A lot of the things he did on track that, you know, caused penalties, caused you know, safety cars and everything. You're done. You're done. You are suspended. You're fined. The team won't be able to race. Your car is starting in the back for probably, you know, that stuff is taken way more seriously than in the movie. But love the cheekiness of it. Love the like strategy, finding ways to make it happen. So
wanted to,
if you're thinking that that's possible and you can do that in a race, you can try. But the FIA, the stewards, everything, like they watch every car, every interaction, every action like a hawk, and they'll put in an investigation. They'll investigate it. They'll look at it. They don't just go, oh, he just hit his wing for the 3rd time. I guess we'll just throw another safety car out.
Yeah.
But the theatrics of it were really good.
Wanted to get into that too because I think Carrie Condon or Condone, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Kate, the first technical director, female. I thought, and I don't know yet, like we said at the beginning of the pod, we don't know best supporting or best actress or whatnot. I thought she did an incredible job in this movie.
For sure.
That accent.
The accent, yeah, she's a wood, you know.
Yeah.
Funny. But that gets you to Silverstone, and he doesn't take off on the formation lap, and he understands, and I think it's a twofold, not really a question. I'm sure you'll have some points to make about it, but like you understand right out of the gates at the first time he showed up, give me within a second. A second's a long time in racing. So for those of you that don't watch, 1 second is a long time. So that is a realistic goal for a driver. Sonny hasn't driven F1 in a long time, but 1 second is a decent gap. But I think you get a good feel for how much Sonny understands about the car. I think even when he sees the car before his self-imposed, whatever
He had
parameters.
been watching too when he was talking to Ruben, like,
Yeah.
hey, shitbox is an understatement.
Yeah, so he's asking questions about the
Yeah.
floor and whatnot, and she's like, nothing, the first 8 people would have asked. So it's like you get pretty early on, he gets it.
Mhm.
And then you get to Silverstone and he doesn't take off in qualifying. Everybody's like, oh, and Sonny Hayes can't figure out the car. And he's like, oh, figured it out. Oh, I got it. And takes off. And you find out he's on warm tires. He knows the car sucks. That's their advantage. It's a long race. Doesn't pan out. And you said cheeky because she said she gets it right away too. Like cheeky, this cheeky shit. He did this on purpose. He wasn't He didn't know. He did not know how to turn the car on.
Well, and it was perfect too. He'd been reading the manual for the car before the first race, so he knew how to kind of get that done. But in grand scheme of things, that is a great strategy, and people do kind of use that, not to that extent. Say in Formula One, you only have a certain amount of parts and units that you can use throughout the year. I think it's like 4 or 5 power units, which is like your engine, 4 or 5 different batteries, 4 or 5 different components within. So you can't just pop a new one on every race. So middle of the season, you're probably going to have to take a penalty, and with that penalty, you are going to put on a new engine. You are going to put that stuff on, and it'll push you to the back. So say, for example, Max Verstappen or Lando Norris do that, and they have to start in the back. Well, they will do those tactics. They will take their time on the formation lap. Everybody's got to take that formation lap, warm their tires up, and line up on the grid. They will take their time. That is a cheeky thing to do. To that extent, where you're sitting there and you're not starting your car, probably not. But it's a realistic thing that does happen in races. So they're not too far off on that one.
Well, and to your point, though, it's like Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, those guys, like, they have a chance to win.
Right.
Sonny didn't.
Right.
So if you do that as a bottom tier car, you might get a couple laps in where you gain position.
Right.
But ultimately, if you're running 45 to 70 laps, that advantage is not going to pay off.
You're probably going to gain at most with those warm tires back there probably 2 positions.
Yeah. And I think he gained
5 at the most.
He gained like 7, Again, it's a movie. So like a lot of things he said, the wings, the cheekiness, the shit he was doing, like, yes, if we want to break this down from a realistic standpoint, watch any baseball movie, watch any football movie, watch any other basketball movie, all of them have the factor because it's the theatrical movie, it's a story. That is not realistic, but that tactic, based on what you said, is maybe not to the extent, but they do it.
Yep, and lest we forget too, the expenses in Formula One, they were not wrong in each car being probably worth $15 million.
Yep,
the entire car is worth about $15 million. Every single one of those wings, and I think they did say it in the movie, is $250,000.
Yeah,
we're talking every time he smacks one of them wings and crushes it or whatever, we're talking a house.
Yeah,
we're talking a full house.
It's
gone.
Yeah,
oh darn.
Gone. Carbon fiber, the intricacies, like they have to redesign that, put it all back together. Gone. Like the rear axles. I mean, when he spins and slams into the wall when he's doing that test lap, trying to break that 1 second. That's a major crash. Getting up and walking away and making a joke, probably not going to happen, especially with a team that's heading towards bankruptcy and possibly selling. Like in reality, they're probably not taking those risks. They're probably only doing a few laps and testing. They're not pushing to be the next, Formula One winning team. They're probably just trying to tread above water. Yeah. So it's cool because you do get this outsider that comes in and goes, hey, let's actually do something. Let's do something about this. Let's reach these goals. I got brought in here for a reason. But in reality, if they would have just brought in whatever the other driver was supposed to be. I mean, you're talking a 0-point team for the rest of the year. They get sold and they're done, and that's realistic.
Yeah.
You know.
And I to move along, like I have a favorite scene. This movie's so good. I've got a lot of scenes I like a lot. One of the scenes I like is hold on, boys. Give me a 2-second buffer here, and I'll come right back to keep talking.
Do.
So, favorite scenes. I have a favorite scene, but I think most of the ones, having watched this movie this many times, most of the ones I had written down are pretty big. Or I thought watching that there's corniness that kind of comes involved. I think after that race, JP is a prick. After Silverstone, he ran over. They had a pit time of 8 and 9 seconds between the two. 7.8 and I think 9.2. Spitballing it. That's bad. And JP comes in being a prick. They get into it in front of the team. And then JP's posing for pictures. And like the fifth time watching it, Brad Pitt shoving. What are you smiling for? Like there's some corniness to it. But I wanted to fast forward past that. I did think, and I touch on what you'd like here in the next couple of things I'm going to talk about. I thought there was definitely corniness to it in that aspect. A couple times with Brad Pitt, a couple of lines. But the message is clearly being delivered of how this dynamic and how this relationship is going to work out. We quickly get into the fact that Sonny is a dog, very interested in Kate, right out of the gate, you could tell. Mm-hmm. They go out for beers. I like this scene a lot because for one reason, I thought it was a good interaction between them, the two of them. One of the best quotes, or one of my favorite quotes, of Sonny. They're saying Sonny Hayes isn't a has been; he was a never was. My problem with this scene, I felt like she kind of blew up, like it was pent up. This guy's a prick coming back. He's old. And he wants to come immediately talk to me about our car being shitty and my job, and I'm a female. And then she just kind of snaps on him and leaves like, we'll talk when you finish a race. That's pretty fucking urgent. And just leaves. She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Yeah.
I didn't think the blow up was not like, I didn't think he did anything to that point that led to her just snapping. I think it was more, he took me out. He's hitting on me. The straight talk quote was funny, like kind of like straight talk from me. You can love me up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I felt like she kind of blew up out of nowhere. And I don't know if that's just pent up anger of him being an older guy coming in and immediately trying to change the car, thinking she's not good enough.
As a technical director for a Formula One team, I mean, what he was saying and the pressure he was about to put on her is a slap in the face. Like, first off, it makes it seem like you are the one that built this shit box. Fix it for me. And then also, like, we only have 9 races left to make this happen.
Yeah, they were like,
now, please.
10 races, 9 races in at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, eight races left after Silverstone. So
yeah, so he had one race.
It was definitely justified pissed off. And who knows what she was expecting the question to be. Like, hey, you want to just, like, hang out sometime, whatever. But in reality, it's him grilling her skills. So
yeah, like we got to build the car for combat. We got to fight through the dirty air. We're never going to run the straightaways. And I don't know if you can still hear me when you get back. I do want to talk about the dirty air, if you can actually build a car for that. But we get to the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is where the JP and the Sonny Hayes tension continues to build up. When he tells him hope is not a strategy, and they ask anything else, Professor, and he says, drive fast. Kind of prick. Like, I don't know.
No, before we move on, I think I liked how he was like, you're doing, and I could be thinking the wrong scene, but like, you're doing this all wrong. Like, you're getting mad at, like, why are you getting mad at these people that are basically taking care of you and getting your car in the right shape? I just think Sonny putting that into perspective
It's very
That
realistic.
was a good
Crit.
thing. Yeah.
It's very realistic. I mean, even the older drivers will deflect blame. They're quick to praise when it goes right, but they're also quick to blame when it goes wrong. Dirty air question, Brendan.
Yep. I'm glad you
Yes.
heard that because I marked it down just in case you
Uh,
didn't.
yes, you can kind of alter it, and the main thing with those regulations that are now going to be over with is when you're right behind a car, the air that is spooling from like
Yeah.
the wing and everything causes it where it's not free flow. It's almost like you're hitting something, so you're slower and it's using more fuel, more drag. It affects the tires and everything. Harder to steer, harder to brake. So what they did was alter those, air channels. So when dirty air is coming your way, it diffuses it quicker. Um, Not good for high speed, but is good for cornering. So
Yeah, I just didn't know
they
if
were they were right on the money.
I didn't know if you could actually build your car for that exact problem.
Yep.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Hungarian Grand Prix. Hope's not a strategy. Drive fast. Very funny quote. Another big scene for me. They go over Plan A and Plan B, and I think that's pretty consistent with most teams. Plan A,
I
Plan B.
mean, their
That's it.
their meetings their meetings were great. That's
Yeah,
maybe a little more theatrical than usual, but they'll sit in those meetings and talk about strategy, especially after the practices, and try to figure out what tires to use, when to use them.
but
And
they're going hards and mediums, and Sonny comes in because he punctures his back left tire, and he comes in for Plan C, which was not talked about. Give me my
and
sauce.
and the reason why they wouldn't, like she says in the movie, is degradation. So there's different compounds within
It's
the
hot.
different compounds within this the selection of tires. And yes, the hotter it is, the quicker those tires will break down and lose their grip. Um, but they are fast for a couple laps. Like they're quicker than the rest of them for a couple laps, but they'll degrade quick. But his strategy being bust that wing,
Yeah,
get me back out there, bust that wing, get me back out there.
you ready?
Um, Honestly, you could probably get away with it once if it's actual battling on the racetrack. It's legit. You try to make a move, something happens. You can't really do anything about it. I don't think he deliberately steered into anybody in the movie. Even like you, that could happen. But if you do it 2 races in a row, you're you're probably getting a race ban.
He
You're
didn't
probably
do it
getting
two.
some fines.
He didn't do it 2 races in a row. He did it three
Yeah.
times in the same race.
Right, right. So
That's
that,
that's
that that's where it is somewhat realistic. Where, ah, shit, he keeps trying to go for this move, and that track is hard to pass on.
yeah.
So they did pick a good track to do that. Let me touch on this too for the movie watchers that have already seen this or are going to see it. All these scenes of racing that you see on track with the actual Formula One cars, what they did was they replaced with CGI or in like some graphics. They replaced the skin of the other car that it's shown on track. So like the a couple of the scenes, there's two cars racing. There was two cars racing. Say it was a McLaren and a Ferrari. They replaced the Ferrari with the Apex skin and the CGI, and did the same moves. So that's why the cinematography, everything, you're like, holy shit, how did they pull this off? They had cameras on all the cars. They had cameras on all the tracks that they were going to race on, and just the way they pulled it off made it way more realistic than if they just kind of shot scene by scene, which a lot of us thought going into it that they would only have just their car in the shot and no other cars, which would have been just stupid. But they did a really good job of kind of, you know, orchestrating that. So if anybody's questioning, like, how in the world did they have the same cars on the same track? They didn't. They just kind of CGI'd it together, which was super cool. And they did the right angles, like when they hit the wings together to kind of smash them. That effect of the wing kind of shattering and going onto the track, super cool, very realistic. So like, as much as I can dog on some of these things being kind of corny, the effects were that good, and I think that they definitely deserve an Oscar.
I wanted to touch on that too because I think, in my opinion, out of every sport movie I've ever seen, and this is going to be a wing it take, there's not a better movie I think that's ever been made to showcase. Like, if you watch a football movie, you get a lot of bullshit. There's been
Yeah.
good ones. There's been really bad ones. Basketball, same way. Form, you put the actor in there trying to hit a jump shot. It's not going to look like Kevin Durant shooting the three
Right.
ball at Steph Curry. I think this movie is probably the best sports movie I've ever seen in showing you the action. Like, showing you the action.
The correct action.
Right. It's like you could have fucked it up. They
Mhm.
easily could have fucked it up. They didn't. And I think and I know driving for a lot of people, myself a few years ago, it's like you don't understand it as well. You've seen some races, some highlights, whatever, crashes. A lot of times people have just seen crashes.
Mhm.
I think from what the sport is, live action of showcasing in a movie setting, I don't think there's a better movie.
Right.
I know it's probably harder. I mean, you can talk about movies that show real, like, live clips of football games from back in the day where that actually happened. From a movie perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, every race F1 drivers have a camera in their car, so like you're getting, because they have the channel of like you can
Yep.
sit in the box. So I think from that perspective, I'm glad you touched on that. I think they did. I think it is the best movie, and it's probably easier to do because of that.
Mhm.
But you don't lose that like last second shot. This guy's jump shot's broke. Like it
Right.
doesn't look like they're dribbling. It doesn't look like they're athletic whatsoever. It's like they're driving a car. But, and I'm not to take away from any athleticism from the
Right.
drivers, because they're in really good shape. It's not an easy thing to do. I think from the shooting perspective, and the reason why we talked about cinematography, visual effects, things of that nature, that they're already shortlisted for at the Oscars, like, it is the best movie I can remember from a sport perspective of showcasing what a race looks like, because, like you just said, they are using real footage from a race.
Yeah, I can't think of any other sport movie that even attempted to do it this close. Not let alone do it. Try. Yeah, you're right. The camera's already being in place, and F1 themselves working together to make this movie
Allowing
to
them
promote
access.
to promote the sport. I mean, it's kind of a two-way street where the movie does well Formula One's going to do well if the movie does well. So I mean, it only makes sense. I don't know if I could see the NFL doing it, trying to make a movie like this, because they like to hold their cards pretty tight when it comes to any type of video, any type of knowledge of how the game's kind of played.
Good Hard Knocks.
Good, yeah. I mean, Hard Knocks is pretty close to this type of stuff, but it's not like.
But Hard Knocks is real. This is
Right.
not. That's the difference.
Correct.
They made you feel like you were there.
Yeah, and the team chemistry, how they do things, being in the paddock, all the behind the scenes, like them getting ready for a race, them standing for the national anthem, talking about like the next season, even like them talking about selling the team, like that's real stuff. That's what Formula One reporters talk about, that during the off season, that's what they're going to do. It's exactly what was leading up to happen after the season. That's realistic. And then the same thing with the driver stuff with GP, or
Apex GP.
Yeah, Apex GP and JP, right? The other
JP,
driver.
yeah.
Team getting sold, always possible. Happens all the time in Formula One, changing, ownership or sponsorship or leadership within the company. I mean, their Formula One teams are actual businesses. Like, they're ran as a business. They're ran like an NFL team, where it comes to merch, it comes to sponsors, it comes to everything. I mean, it's not just a bunch of people out there racing together. It's huge. This is a global sport beyond global sports. Like, they go everywhere. It transcends everything. There's people who love Formula One from everywhere in the country, or not in the country, in the world. So when it comes down to like what your actions do and how they represented it in the movie, like his JP's trainer and agent or whatever telling him, hey, like we need to get our face out there. We need to show these other teams like, hey, we're this good. We're out there. We have the followers. Half the battle when you're not a good Formula One driver is bringing in eyes, bringing people to buy your stuff to keep the sponsors happy. So, people seeing this movie might be like, oh, well, he's not doing so well. How in the world would he get another spot? Well, he might get a spot at a lesser team, not showing how, good he is yet. Just because he's got followers, he's got clout, he's got all this stuff. So, I mean, that type of social media presence, big business kind of aspect of Formula One is shown in this movie pretty darn well. As much as you probably don't see it if you're not a Formula One fan, but it's a fact. A lot of these guys come from big money families or countries that can supply sponsors that will give you the money to become a better Formula One team. Like a couple years ago, Chinese driver Zhou Guan Yu. He's an okay driver. Drives for a lesser team. Doesn't really do that well. Money pouring into the team though. I mean, sponsors are paying up the ass to be on their car because he's a Chinese driver.
Yeah,
all these Chinese sponsors do that, and same with Sergio Perez for Mexican, Mexican sponsors. The race itself, I mean, that's a great example of what's happened with how these drivers can be promoted. Is the Mexican GP wasn't going to come back. They were going to be like, I don't know if we can keep racing. Paid him $30 million, kept him on as a driver at Red Bull. We have the Mexican Grand Prix for another 6 years. So, I mean, it's a lot of shady shit, a lot of under the table, a lot of money getting moved around. But at the peak of the sport, like we were saying earlier, it's solo, then team. And it's not just about racing, which is super cool. And it's really cool to see in the movie that Sonny Hayes gives zero shits about any of that.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about the press.
Only
doesn't care about. Yep.
Yeah.
So long-winded. You're gonna get a lot of long-winded answers out of me, but it's like it just comes full circle of this movie does a really good job of kind of encapsulating all these different ideas.
So you got Geese Ferrari car.
Mm-hmm.
Leclerc.
Yeah, Leclerc.
And Lewis Hamilton for next year? No? Okay.
Hamilton is on Ferrari next year, yes.
Interesting. The old jumping on the bandwagon. And also that Chinese driver you were saying, he was a backup for Ferrari?
Yep. Yeah, Ferrari reserve, but he raced for Alfa Romeo for a couple of years.
Yeah, yep.
In Saudi or whatever.
That's what I stumbled across. I was like, oh, so we just have the producer of this movie and Charles Leclerc on the same team, and Geese is just going to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, and the reason why I gave him that, just obviously it's side quest of the conversation because of of Secret Santa, but the reason why I want him to be a fan of them is because I've always been a Leclerc-ish fan because he's like young, up and coming, nothing wrong with him. He's just a really competitive guy.
You also think he's
one of the best. He's probably top 3 talents. Yeah, he's top 3 talents. Just hasn't gotten it done because Ferrari's been a bunch of shitheads in strategy. But I've always been a Max guy. Loved his come up as a dog. I mean, it's like cheering for Tom Brady.
So who's your team?
Probably Red Bull still.
Red Bull still.
My team is I don't fucking love Lando, but Oscar. What's
Piastri? Yeah, races for McLaren still. Yeah,
McLaren. I know they're big this year, but like I like Oscar more than Lando because I think Oscar's a better driver.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to figure it out.
Yeah, you'll have to hop in.
But and for everybody listening, and I don't know because I don't listen to our pods back very often, but This will be a longer pod. I think all of these will be because we've been sitting on this movie for such a long time.
Yep.
So like, I don't know if we do timestamps, but if you're not trying to listen to all the sports talk, we'll have a timestamp for you. And if you're still listening to me right now, you probably already got there or you listened to the whole thing. We love you.
Too
But
late now.
these are going to be longer because these are new movies. We've seen some of them. This one has been big for us for 7 months, and we haven't
Since the
talked.
start of the pod.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Literally.
sitting on this movie for a long time, and it is a sport movie, which obviously if you haven't watched a lot, we're sports guys. So it's fun to talk about these type of things, especially a movie that's as highly touted as this one is going to be at the Oscars when we get into those awards. So just want to put that out there. This one will run a little bit longer than normal, but I hope you're enjoying it because this movie, and if you haven't seen this movie not even halfway through the movie, you better fucking watch it. It's an Apple TV. Brad Pitt fucks. It's going to be at the Oscars. If you don't listen to us and you watch it and you happen to come across this on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music, F1, the movie we're talking about. Let's get to race 3. They get the first point at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Sonny hits him with his just 10th. What are you smiling about? First ever point for Apex. Pierce is learning the simulator. I thought the ex-husband comment when Sonny does walk in, he finishes a race out of pocket. Kate's kind of giving him the vibes of my now ex-husband. You know, she's at Lockheed working on rockets, missiles, etc. for space. But we get to the Italian Grand Prix, which is race 3 of the movie. And not a scene in particular, but another thing I liked about the movie because it progresses naturally throughout is when you meet Sonny, he's running the track, does it the whole time. This is the first race where you get 2 more crew members running the track with him, and they try to burn him. And this is the race where Sonny tells, and is the Italian Grand Prix Monza?
There's
He tells him you're winning this race today.
yeah, that's Monza.
Yeah. So he says today you win this race.
They had two Italian races back then.
Okay.
But this is the Mecca. This is where it started. They, that banked turn that you saw them running on, that's what they used to race on. Monza is like it's on my bucket list of tracks to go see. It's the Ferrari capital, the Ferrari Mecca. The Tifosi is kind of what they call themselves. When you look at that crowd, it's red. It is red everywhere. So it's super cool. One of the coolest tracks. But I thought it was cool with how they kind of progressed into them now starting to kind of think of working as a team. Like he's telling him, like he said, you're going to win this race. We're going to figure out a way. And with that strategy of him, I think it was this race where he started on hards instead of the mediums. Like he switched it up in the meeting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you this, and I don't want to cut you off, but and maybe you're getting there, but this is the race, and I have another question about it, but I'm pretty sure this is the race where Pierce is in I think P9, P10.
P10 and P15, I think they started.
Well, my question is, Pierce's JP's P9, P10, Sonny's P11, P12 mid race. Sonny's holding up the back of the pack. JP's in the back half of the front pack. Yep. Is that a normal?
Oh yeah. In the era that we're just getting out of with the DRS and everything, like you'll sit in what they call a DRS train for a while. Like the car behind the guy in the front of the train is not fast enough to pass them on the straight, even with DRS, or the driver in front plays too good a defense, so they can't pass them. And in effect, the car behind that car cannot get past because the car in front of them has DRS. So it becomes like they've had it where it's like 8 cars just backed up because of one dude, because they literally just cannot get around him. So it's a legitimate strategy. As long as you're not doing too cheeky shit to force the other guy off track, or defensive moves that aren't legal. You can definitely do it. Happens all the time. Um, and their strategy with it happens as well. Like they will talk. Hey, I'm at the head of this, or Sonny's at the head of the pack. This is your time frame. You need to box at this time, or you need to save your tires. Like that is textbook. It's exactly how it's done.
Well, and I know the pit, I know the coming out of the pit and things of that nature of trying to get in front of people,
Mm-hmm.
whether for position or for Sonny's case to catch people up is a legit tactic. He also fake pits in this
Yep.
race. That also is.
Oh
That's
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They'll a lot of times it's just a dummy pit, where they'll bring the guys out.
Yeah.
They'll bring the pit crew out, and that just throws everybody into a tizzy. Like, oh shit, do we pit? And his move was even legal because it was the dotted lines. You're not allowed to cross solid lines. You are allowed to cross dotted lines and change your mind. So what he did is perfectly legal and happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not. It doesn't happen in the front of the pack. It probably happens in the middle of the pack, like
Mhm.
like he was at the time. But yeah, definitely happens.
I've been waiting 6 months for this question. They are in position to win this race. Sonny finds a way to get in position to get close. I think it's P2 and P3.
In the rain.
In the rain. The rain starts coming in with 7 laps to go. Sonny's talking JP through, follow my lead, go get him. I think Max is in first. In the movie theater in June, when this crash happens, which the 4 times I've watched it now, as everybody knows that listens to the pod, I'm a tearjerker guy. You get emotional. You get gripped by the movie, and this is one of those moments. You laughed when this happened. You let out a chuckle. Why?
I don't think the flying through the air was in the remote ballpark of something that could have happened. I don't know what he could have possibly
bump.
hit over there.
Yeah.
Like there's
It
no
was the
jump.
little
There's
bump.
no.
He just flipped the curb slightly in this car.
Yeah, no, he would have. He didn't need to flip in order to make this scene like realistic. Like he could have just slammed right into the wall, and that car could have started on fire.
Yeah.
Like if you look up Crit while we're chatting here, Roman Grosjean in
That's
I
probably
think it
an easy
was
one.
Bahrain.
Yeah.
Bahrain.
Literally autocorrected.
Yeah.
Romain Grosjean.
Yeah, Roman Grosjean. He was the one that went off track in Bahrain, crashed right into the guardrail, and it like went right into the fuel cell, started on fire. He had burns all over his hands. Nobody knows how he like came to and like got out of the car. Like higher power or something.
Justice, but here you go. It's pretty funny how Google knows what I'm doing.
Yeah, right. All they needed to
us.
do was crash him into the guardrail and do something like this to make it severe enough. Although I understand that you probably don't want to recreate this type of crash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just for.
But
for
you
reference
tossed
sake.
him over him over the guardrail, flipped him a billion times.
I think it's on Drive to Survive, first episode or first season of Drive to Survive. I think that race happens. It's early on in the show. If anybody's looking to find out about it, but miracle happens. The reason why I laughed is because it's not even remotely realistic for him to go flipping through the air.
Yeah.
But
probably also not remotely realistic.
And they zoomed in on like the little bump that caused it.
And it's like Sonny's car to stop that fast to get out and go take the fire extinguisher from
the other thing is I forget were they on inters yet or are they still on slicks?
Sonny switched.
He didn't switch.
Stayed out. Yeah.
He stayed on slicks, I think.
He's not making that move on Max, and he's not really making that move regardless. Granted,
they did phrase it, don't make the move, and he did.
I'm saying even the other move. Like, you're not just following. Like, your car is going to be doing this in the corner because it can't find the grip, whereas Max's inters. Or was Max still on slicks too?
I don't know.
I think Max is still on slicks too, so
pitted.
It makes sense.
No, I think Max pitted.
I don't think
he got first.
Well, like, it looks like we're going to have to watch that back.
Yeah, I think the only reason JP got I think you're right because I think Sonny came out of the pit to get in front of Max to buy JP position.
Right. I think both of them are on slicks. That's why it's possible and why it's realistic. The rest of this movie makes way too much sense, and they do way too good of making it realistic. Whereas if Max had inters on, he'd be flying past him, winning by multiple seconds, if not 20 seconds. So they must both be on slicks because of position. But if he's following him on that straightaway, I still don't think their car's fast enough, and I still think Max is too good, even after that move. But regardless, I laugh because
he went through a sim with it too. That's the other thing. Yeah, he went through a sim with it, so apparently it's doable.
Well, JP's out of commission, right? JP's out of commission, which gets me to my favorite scene, and we get one of the best songs. That was one of my Spotify Rap top 5 songs of the year. "Lose My Mind," Don Toliver and Doja Cat. When JP's out and Sonny, they get the upgrade. You know, we're playing C for combat. Sonny goes 9th. He finishes 7th. He finishes 5th. You know, and it's just like the buildup of Sonny was always this whole time trying to find a way to get the car upgrades, trying to find a way to JP, you're going to win the race. Now Sonny's taking the helm. Luca Cortez comes in, irrelevant, most irrelevant character of the movie. Don't even pay attention to him whatsoever. But Sonny starts finishing top 10 and climbing the ranks, and they get to the Belgian Grand Prix. The entire team is running the track with Sonny, and JP's back. And we saw a lot of character progression from JP until he was out, and he sees right before the Belgian Grand Prix all the signs of Sonny's face in the crowd, and JP's pissed. Another good song comes on when JP's walking back in, and they wreck each other off the track right out of the gate. Like JP goes all the build up he had, and I also didn't love, and I think it goes back to your point about the selfishness, young, hungry driver of like JP's mom. You know, it comes after Sonny of this is my son. You're reckless. You're an asshole. You're a dangerous asshole. And JP doesn't say anything, and he heard it. And then he comes back and he fucking wrecks them both off the track. Like, didn't love it, but I think I understand it.
Yep, it's too powerful. That selfishness is hard to crack out when you get back into the car and you're back into the zone of I have to perform. You know,
he's losing followers and
that spot on track early in the race. It's definitely happened. So like it's not that crazy of a collision, but as far as with your teammates, like with your teammate is ridiculous. Like you don't do that. That's a big no of being in a wreck with your teammate.
Well, and he's a prick and says like, you know, it's a shame what happened to Sonny, and he smiles, you know, about it. But the big one is the Las Vegas Grand Prix. That was, you know, the JP's back race. They both wreck, whatever. They get into it. Sonny basically bodies him, tells him, you're not going to fucking ruin this team. You're not going to fuck everybody over. That's part of this team, Ruben. I won't let you do it. You know, back to in the tunnel, JP's a prick, you know, and Sonny's showing I do not care about the cameras. I don't care about the sponsors. I came here to help Ruben, help save this team, help save his money's in the hole.
Are you sure it's Vegas? You sure it's Vegas? Which race?
That was the Belgian Grand Prix. Vegas is next.
Yes, Vegas is next.
So Vegas, they play poker. Another great scene.
Yep.
You know, of getting them both in there. You know, Kate sets them up. Team dinner. First driver, whoever wins. Both our dads pass it.
I think that's top 3 scenes for me from the movie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
When he wins with the pocket fives, and Sonny folds.
Yeah.
And she's like, I only, you know, talk to winners, and he flips the, you know, pocket kings over.
The trip kings, yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And another great song coming in, Baby Rexa. And then you knew it was coming. It's been a great movie to this point. You got to have the romantic scene, Kate and Sonny. Get it on! You know, I would say. Messi's great. Sonny hooks up with the coach. JP's at the club, but JP you see the growth moment here too, because they get to the club with Cash, and I think it clicks when I think the girl asks for
Yeah. Can you get a
A
picture
different
of
driver.
Carlos Sainz?
Carlos.
He goes,
Sainz.
yeah, let me go get him. He just dips.
See you later.
Yeah.
And he goes home, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
See you later.
And he leaves, and it's like a growing moment for JP. And then you get the another cool scene of when Sonny and Kate are on the balcony, and he finally answers the question about why he's here. And he talks about when I'm in that moment, which is rare, and I'm driving, I'm flying, and no one can touch me. And it's foreshadowing. You know, it's like it's hard to talk about foreshadowing when you've seen a movie 5 times.
Right.
But like he finally opens up to her. I don't know. I think she had probably opened up at this point about being the first female director and whatever.
Yeah, the pressures of it for sure, and proving people wrong.
When Ruben shows up, it's probably all the time.
All the time. Yep. I was hoping you weren't going to skip it because I was going to make sure you circled back.
Where is he?
When Ruben shows up, the doorbell goes off, and it's like one. You know, I don't know exactly what she says, but
yeah, whatever she said was awesome.
Professionalism. I don't sleep in house. You know, 2, blah blah blah, 3.
Yeah,
he's out back. And the upgrade's gone, and the anonymous tip has ruined their car. It comes from in house. Apex, the upgrade of the car is gone.
I feel like that's it's realistic, as in like if somebody forged something and showed that one of the new parts was breaking regulations, they would shut your car down and tell you you're going right back to what you had until we figure this shit out. So I mean, if that next race is the next morning, it sucks to suck, but you're going back to the approved shit.
You think that would come from in house?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, if somebody's trying to sabotage the team, for sure.
Yeah.
And which teams try to catch other teams on shit that they do all the time. I mean, it's almost every other race when it comes to the top teams. McLaren will say Red Bull's doing something. Red Bull will say McLaren's doing something. They'll say Mercedes is doing something. I mean, it's every year something with these new regulations. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to happen with these new cars, with how pretty specific the builds are. I think for the most part, what will gain everybody the advantage is a better engine. So it's basically going to be back to an engine race, which is fun. I mean, we're just talking speed versus, a lot of technicality as far as the differences going into these next few years. But yeah, it's possible that could happen. Even if they raise the question and something looks awry, they'll tell you to scrap it.
Yeah, and they do, and they have to go back. And Sonny drives angry. Ruben says it. He's driving angry. Turns the car in qualifying mode in the first lap.
Doesn't have his cards in his pocket. Doesn't have a card in the old pocket.
No card in the pocket.
We knew it was all fucked when that happened.
Yep.
And he wrecked, blacks out, wrecks. Trav, would he be able to race the following race if that wreck happened?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So he wrecks.
Those type of wrecks happen more than you think. I mean,
Ruben pulls him from the team, and I think another powerful scene is he starts reading his injuries, and then he hits him with this is the report from 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He should have never been behind the
first
wheel.
time watching in theater, you're thinking that just happened to him. If that just happened to him, they are shutting him down. They're not going to let him race, So that's realistic, but
yeah. But Ruben, you get the feel of Ruben's like, you let me put you out there to die, essentially, or never walk again. Maybe not die, but it's like paralysis.
You won't be able to see. You might die. Yeah, the death was on the chart for sure.
And JP shows up with a present, hears it, puts it down, leaves. It's like you kind of get the sense that he's going to come full circle now. But he pulls him from the team, and that's when they go back to the simulator, and JP's practicing the race at Monza in the rain. Run it back the same way, wrecks a couple times, then finally does the Sonny's tactics and passes him to win. And I think that's when it finally clicks for him. This guy has been right the entire time.
Yep.
everything he said has nothing to do with me. He doesn't care about himself. He cares about this team,
Mhm.
and he wants Ruben to not have to sell.
I think another thing that people need to know, fans of the movie, fans of um, this type of sport movie and realisticness, is if a guy's racing, like they said, NASCAR, endurance, rally, all these things, every one of those championships, every one of those series have similar scenarios in every race when it comes to, follow here, don't follow there, make the move here, make the move there, and all that. So all it took was getting the car to be competitive again for Sonny to be able to imply his strategies and his thoughts. Whereas these people, including Kate, have no idea what it's like behind a race car of any style to make these moves, to make these calls, to feel what's going on. Because even in the call back to the beginning of the movie, she's they're all telling him like, I need to hear from you about the car. Like just because I have thousands of sensors in this thing does not mean I know the answer.
I was gonna say that it's like he's like, you got 10,000 sensors in that thing. You can't tell me. She's like, well, I'm not out there.
Right.
I have no
You're
idea.
driving. You're the one driving,
Yeah,
bitch.
Yep.
he's a prick.
Another reason why these guys get paid tens of millions of dollars. Like Max Verstappen could probably run his own team if he had clones of himself and be the best, in every spot because he's that obsessed and that talented. You know what I mean? Like he could. I wouldn't say he'd be able to design the car, but he'd be able to direct people into saying, "Hey, this is what I feel. This is what's going on." He'd be able to do strategy. He'd be able to tell you what lap I need to pit on. What all this he could do all of that stuff. So, back to I forget what point we were talking about, but like all these things lead to Sonny being in the right spot at the right time in this team to turn them around and try to figure out how to win a freaking race. But that's such a tall task for the bottom team to think about winning a race.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll definitely touch on that too. But I think we've had a common theme of the last how many movies of talking about the scumbag of the movie. And I think a lot of people might watch this and want it to be JP, and
Right.
it's Peter Banning.
Yeah.
And you get there, Sonny gets out of the hospital. Banning offers him essentially that Ruben's going to get a step down. You're going to be my guy. We're moving the team in this direction. I want you. And then Sonny hits him like, you were the one who forged those documents and sent those in. And he didn't say anything, but he kind of laughed. And he, hey, you're something. I can't remember what he says. You're something. And he said, I'm a winner.
Yeah, I forget what he exactly said, but it was
he committed.
Yeah.
He's like, I did it.
You're a dog. And
I'm a winner.
I'm a winner.
Yeah.
And then he says, Hail Mary. Hits him with the American football term again.
Yep.
3 times, yeah.
And now we get to the final race of the movie at Abu Dhabi. JP finally tells his mom it was Sonny that told me to, play conservative. I made a mistake. Tells Cash no media, it's all noise, which is a Sonny quote from earlier in the movie. And then I wrote down in all caps, Sonny is back. They're doing their lap, which I thought was cool to bring that call back. JP brings the socks out. The whole team's running the track. They slow down, stop, smile. Back to not the first race, but the first practice when he showed up of just walking on the track with his bag, and feeds Ruben the bullshit legal document from a Tijuana lawyer. And another one of my favorite quotes: "If the last thing I do is drive that car, I'll take that life 1,000 times." And he smiles, and Sonny is back, and he gives Peter the bird over text, finds him, gives him the bird. Like, oh, is that your guy? Hey, you still got my phone on me? Pays out his debt, pays $10,000 to the reporter.
That was one of my favorite little bits of last
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Trying to hawk him down. He's like, hey, this guy right here. And then he sees Peter, sends him the bird. Sonny pays his bet. We're all back. And the race is going. and we get the red flag miracle, which I know Trav just stepped out for a second here, but I believe a red flag stops the race. I know they described it. I think there was 3 laps left in this moment, so I'm interested to see what he says about it. But the red flag stops the race. They get a free pit. And the interesting part, which is another thing I've got for Trav, is the fact that they did such a bad job in qualifying that they saved tires because they didn't use them qualifying. And they said it's a sunny thing. Like he knew this is what's
he was turning around. He's like, this is over. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And then that happens.
And he said it's a miracle.
But then it goes back to Trav's other point, like he gets his wings blown off, all this thing, and then all of a sudden, like he's like, check the tape. That's legal.
That one
I didn't cause that.
Yeah, that one wasn't me this time. Red flag, Trav, 3 laps to go, and I can't remember. The qualifying tires.
Yeah. Red flag's legit. I don't think they'd have enough time to put that rear wing back on and get the axles going. That car's probably cooked. Movie purposes, got to make it happen.
Awesome.
He would retain his position if it was the way it was. That's all real.
So when they said we built you a car, that moment, that was a meaning.
That's for that girl.
They just put the
we got you a car.
Put the rear wing on,
but the fact that
fix the axle or whatever.
You say it's unrealistic is like that quote means a lot because it would have been tough to do that in that time.
Oh yeah, practically impossible. And then saving the soft tires, huge for the last bit of the race. More grip, more speed, 3-lap shootout. Very realistic. Very realistic.
Because they qualified in a bad spot? Is that what it was?
Well, so there's 3 qualifying sessions.
Okay.
Q1, all 20 racers, try to get the fastest time. Yeah. Bottom 5 go. Q2, it's 15. Bottom 5 go. And then Q3, top 10 drivers shoot it out to see.
Okay, so they got to use them because they didn't
use them in Q2 or Q3. Yep. So
I've said one of my favorite quotes a lot in this movie. I think this is my favorite quote, and if I said this is my favorite quote before, take a drink, play a little drinking game. But I think this is my favorite quote of the movie. They get back on the track after they said it's a sunny thing, and your boy, the announcer, what's his name? The announcer, you said?
Oh, Crofty, David Croft.
Crofty. Apex GP has the fresh soft tires because they didn't use them in qualifying, but do they have the car? And Ruben pans to Ruben, and he says, "We have the driver."
Yep.
That quote absolutely fucks.
Yep. Because they would be hearing Crofty in their headsets. It being out in the PA is not realistic. Each track has their own public address announcer, public announcer, or whatever. So. Yeah, he would respond that way, but super cool.
We got the driver. Yeah.
And the way they raced,
I do like that actor.
The way they raced was, I don't know. It'd be hard to justify both of them taking the risks by being like 3 wide on straights and switching around and dragging
P3 and P4.
Yeah. Yep. And then when they were P2 and P3, doing those moves and him sacrificing Sonny sacrificing his spot for JP to go through, like you're going to be single file. You're going to be single file. That's the safest way to race. That's most likely what you're going to be doing. But for movie purposes, fun.
Throw their producer in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lewis leading. It's Lewis leading because he's pretty.
Well, lest we forget too, one of the most iconic little pan shots of the movie is JP and Lewis after the red flag. Lewis looking at him like, "Showtime, buddy."
You're not.
You're barking up a 7-time world champion tree here. I think I know what the hell I'm doing.
He said, and I think he says in the race, like, "You remember me?"
Yeah, he does. Yeah, JP says, yeah.
Oh,
remember me?
And
Yep.
then JP and honestly, going back to the first time I watched it, I thought JP was going to win the race.
Yeah.
I thought JP for sure.
I thought that the second time.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Honorable mention scene that we haven't talked about yet from Monza when JP's holding up Max.
Sonny's
And Max comes by and flips him the bird. Like, no, that's realistic.
I deserve that.
I deserve that. Yeah.
Had to throw back
I was
to that.
thinking about that when you're talking.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did think Sonny was. I thought JP was going to win the race, and then you get the JP full circle. They take each other out. Sonny is flying. Sonny wins the race. Awesome moment. Awesome moment.
It probably would have been under safety car too after that crash, and it would have just been anticlimactic. He still would have won.
They said he's going to win under the safety car, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, he was flying, and
Yep.
you got the silent moments, and they're like, "What's going on?" And Kate said he's flying.
I was thinking to myself in that scene
That was all time, yeah.
where it was just
All-time
like
callback.
just the echoes of the sounds around him, and like just flow state of driving a car. I mean, I got my sim right next to me. Even sitting here with a, gaming controller with a monitor, like I race it every once in a while. Doing it on a screen, you'll get into a zone where you're like 20 laps in and you don't even know where you are, what you just got done, like who you're racing with, if you just said anything for the last 20 minutes. It's a cool little feeling. I recommend if anybody wants to try out like go-karting or find a local place that does have race sims, like give it a shot. It's a blast.
I didn't do it. There was a race sim at this conference I went to, and I didn't have the time to do it, but
very difficult.
I probably could have figured it out.
Yeah,
we have F1 Denver bar here that I do want to go to. It looks awesome. It's all racing sims.
All right, well,
there you go.
Consider it done.
I'll come back out and I'll show you what's up.
Sonny wins, passes the trophy to Ruben, and does what Sonny does and just gets out. And they hug it out. JP goes and finds him. You know, we didn't talk anything about Swan because he says that at the end too, like, see you around, Swan. You know, and it's just a very cool ending. Kate finds him out of his locker room, goes and finds him. Can I see you down the road? He's like, I was going to say this, but it sounds a little corny, but can I see you down the road? You know, like, he's like, I wasn't going to say it, but I'll say it anyway. I'll see you down the road.
Yeah,
I was expecting to see him.
Cheeky comments that are good.
I didn't expect him to be on the podium because of the first scene we saw him. It's like, nope, you can keep that. Just give me my check.
He didn't touch it. He never touched it.
He never touched it.
He
did go. They did go back on that. He didn't touch it.
Can you just give it to him? I'm not touching it. And not my favorite quote because I already said we've got the driver, but the way they ended the movie when Sonny pulls up to the Baja 4000 or whatever out in the desert.
Baja
5,000, 4,000. Speaking, who's the driver? Sonny Hayes, and they're like, "Yeah, we know this guy. He's legit.
Can't pay well. Anything.
Yeah,
and that's my point. Is can't pay much." And he said, "Not about the money." Because you go back, we didn't talk about it, the scene. Your friend gives you an offer that's too good to deny. What do you do? And like, well, what are they paying? What are they offering? It's like, not about the money. And she's like, then what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
If it's too good of an offer, you can't deny it. It's not about the money.
Yep.
Why are we having this conversation?
Get the fuck out of my diner.
A lot of great quotes for a racing sport movie. Inspirational pieces. Good. Acting was so good.
Final thoughts, and I've held this back the whole time. I've already said this. I'll say it again. I've seen it 5 times. Came out 6 months ago. Saw it 3 times in theaters. Only movie in my lifetime I've ever seen in theaters more than once. Saw it 3 times. Is this a top 5 movie of all time? I don't know. Is it one of my top 5 movies of all time? Absolutely.
It's number one sports movie of all time for me, I think.
It's
maybe
Yeah.
top 3.
Categorically, yes.
Top 3 is a stretch, but I think it's
And
there.
there's aspects of it that within this movie, there's no other movie that does it better.
I just had a buddy tell me on Xbox yesterday, hey, Brendan, been meaning to tell you, watched F1 on my flight back on a fucking airplane TV with shitty quality. We've talked about theaters being the best way.
Mhm.
If you have surround sound and stuff at home, like still good. On the TV's fine, did it. On an airplane TV, this movie's 2.5 hours, something like that.
Yep.
He's like, loved every second. Loved every second on an airplane. So it's like,
yeah, movie theater, yes. I have surround sound at home, but like it's just
the movie itself is still good.
The sounds of the motor, the engine, whatever. The only thing the announcer was kind of annoying at times, but it also, if you don't have it,
he's
ruins
so
it.
important for Formula One, though.
Yeah,
like his presence and his voice is very important.
And that's kind of like the second time around. I was like, I don't know about this guy, but then like as the movie went on, I was like, all right, I can see it.
Yeah.
But
another fun fact.
See you in Vegas, boys.
In that conversation, the buddy I'm talking about, our theme song creator, Alex Waka, who was the one that told me this on the flight, and this is before we talked about this tonight, before I Googled it. He's like, you know that outro song, who was by? And I said, yeah, Ed Sheeran, Drive, which is the song that's up for Music Original Song of the Year at the Oscars, was also written by John Mayer, who was his boy. So he's like, you know who wrote that song? I'm like, no. He's like, Johnny. John Mayer, Ed Sheeran, and Blake Slatkin.
Cool.
But John Mayer was the key. He was the guitar riff. Like John Mayer was a part of that song. So I didn't know that before tonight when I looked this shit up before we got on, and he told me I didn't know John Mayer was a part of it. And he's like, John was in there, and then I looked it up. John Mayer was the guitar riff. He was in the song. And it's up for the best original song of the year at the Oscars. So this movie fucking rocks.
Yep.
If you haven't seen
this pod fucking rocked.
This pod was fun. This is a fun one. And I do foresee a lot of the 2025 top movies going this way. And I know we'll get into the Oscars as we get into March. And I do want to lead every time with, did we get it right or did we get it wrong? You can't say we got this one wrong with 5 awards without even acting or, supporting actor, actress. Like, this movie is one of the best movies of 2025. I have it as one of the best movies I've ever seen. Is it one of the best movies of all time? I don't know. If you haven't watched it and you're listening to the pod, you did it wrong. You should always watch before you listen. You have to watch this movie. I have not heard a bad thing. I had to scour the internet and Letterboxd to find the comments, and it was all because Brad Pitt was old. Fuck you, is what I Brad
Looks
Pitt
like we're going to get another one, too. Looks like we're going to get another one.
Yeah, what is your take on that? Will Brad Pitt be in it? And if he is, he's not driving.
I don't know. He might be in it, but I think we can easily get more JP. I think that's an easy transition.
Right now, we talked about it pre-pod. We don't know actor, actress, supporting actor, actress. There's no way in my mind Damson Idris is not up for Best Supporting Actor of the Year. There's no fucking way.
Right.
No way.
I agree.
So for him to lead the next one, they can get whoever they want in it. That guy rocks. I will click on his name on Google right now. Is this his big? I would imagine
Brad Pitt might still have a role, but it'll be just kind of like a
look up his stuff.
Fading
He's
out.
Outside the Wire. He's in other things you've probably never heard of.
Yeah, this is his major come up and come out for sure.
There's no way he is not in consideration for Best Supporting Actor of the Year. And I don't know what Kate could win. I don't know if she could win anything. But I'm going to click on her too because I'm now curious what she's been in, but I don't think much of what I've seen. Night Swim I haven't seen, but that's a newer movie. Banshees of Inisherin looks like another – that's not Brad Pitt. Maybe it is. Don't know. Never heard of it. She's in Better Call Saul. Didn't know that. She's in Avengers: Age of Ultron. So she's in some stuff, but how big of a part did she play as opposed to this Walking Dead she's got? She's in most of the Avengers movies. That's going to be a side plot for us to figure out who she is in the Avengers because she's been, it looks like, in the last 2 or 3. Infinity War, Age of Ultron. She's been in a lot more than I thought. Endgame. I don't know her. Spider-Man, so she's a big Marvel gal. But I don't know who she is in those movies. Anyway, I don't think Brad Pitt will get Best Lead Actor for this movie. I think, and I don't want to get into the wheel, but Michael B. Jordan deserves that fucking award. Michael B. Jordan deserves that award he could win Best Lead and Best Supporting. However you want to look at it.
Hey, if we get Sinners for next week, we'd be able to compare them pretty good.
That pod's going to be crazy too. Sinners is up for a lot. Avatar's up for a lot. K-pop's up for a lot. I don't remember the rest of the wheel. I know one battle after another's up for a lot, but we've got some. I think we've hit, but we will find out once we. I know Frankenstein's up for a lot. Like there's a lot of movies we picked that are up for.
Any F1 questions, by the way, from anybody that have them about the movie? I'm sure we'll post something on Instagram.
The only thing that I had, which I don't think is really an F1 question, it's more of the scene where he was cutting the checks. It was like 90,000 or some shit. Like it was. I don't know if it was. It may have been a pointless scene.
I think it was pointless. I think he was literally just writing checks to the crews.
Yeah. And so it was to the crews. I don't know if he was writing checks to the wreckage, or if he was writing checks to Sonny because he was winning.
It's a good point too. I don't think we get context on
yeah.
What those
that's what I was
say.
looking at. I was like, I don't think we got a whole lot out of that.
Yeah.
5th time I watched it.
Still don't know.
When we left the movie, and I'll pose this question to the both of you. We talked about this specifically when we walked out of the movie theater. When he won that race, he's driving off into the sunset. He checked the card finally. What was the card?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, we don't know.
Oh, yeah, that was the other one I had too. Yeah, thank you.
He never showed it, but when we walked out,
7 of spades.
Yeah, when we walked out of the movie theater, we said the ace of spades, and we're like, "Yep, this is the first time I've noticed that his helmet."
It wasn't an ace of spades. It was a 7 of spades.
7 of spades,
because it's number 7. Yeah,
but we never see it in the movie.
Nope.
But when we walked out of the theater, we both assumed it was ace of spades. This is the 5th time I watched it was the first time I was like, it was the fucking 7 of spades.
Yeah.
And we'll never know, but it had to have been the 7 of spades.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
What a fucking movie.
Yep.
What
Great
a movie.
Great pod. Well done, gentlemen.
What a movie this was. This has been such a long time
Fun
coming.
to talk about. I will be updating everybody now that we've done a Formula One pod as the Formula One season gets ramped up and ready to do testing for the new regulations. And we'll get into the new season in March.
Who won?
Lando won the championship, yep. First ever. Was first.
Oscar even close?
Oscar got 3rd, Max P2.
Oscar should have won, dude.
I need a team.
Yeah.
And I don't need a Ferrari RC car.
Take kick.
Cadillac is the American F1 team that's joining this year. I will be cheering them on as much as Red Bull.
Cadillac getting involved.
Yep, they have Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas.
Out of every American car company, would you have thought Cadillac was the one that was going to get involved?
It's GM's like top of the line, like luxury. So yeah, and Cadillac already has some race cars.
Well, they can't do an Escalade.
No, and it's not. That's the best part. Best part is it's not like NASCAR where they have to like do a skin like an actual car. They can just put the Cadillac.
You don't have to drive the Chevy Camaro.
Put the engine in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Great pod. Great movie. I fucking love this movie. I'll probably watch it again within the next 2 weeks, just cause.
Lindsay was so excited. She's like, "Hell yeah! I can't wait to watch that again."
Oh,
pod went longer than the movie.
Chelsea wanted to watch it with me.
Whoops.
So I watched it Sunday night after our last recording, and then I watched. Chelsea's like, "Let's watch it if you haven't watched it." I watched it Sunday night, literally right after we hopped on the pod. She fell asleep in 5 minutes. I watched the whole. She's like, "Did you watch the whole thing?" I'm like, "Yeah." If I start that movie, I'm going to.
Yeah. Same with Top
Yeah.
Gun. Same with the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So unbelievable movie. There was not a better, like, I know we talk about the wheel never steers us wrong, and we jerk the wheel off as much as we can about giving us the right movies, and honestly it's done a good job. There was not a better movie for this series to start off on.
Would have been great. Would have been great to have Geese on here too. I know he would have had a lot of questions, and
Mhm.
I hope I can kind of pick his brain a little bit more on this movie too.
Can I
of
shit
what
on
he has
Geese for a
preferred.
second?
Huh?
Can I shit on Geese for a
You
second?
can shit on Geese all you want.
Relay is on this wheel. I watched Relay on a plane. I wanted to see it. It was a screen unseen that he saw. Very fun, very unique, good movie. Has no business being on this wheel.
Yeah.
It's already on Netflix. It's like they will not win. It will not even be remotely close to winning an award of best of 2025. Very fun. Would be good to watch. Exciting. When you look at these other movies on here, there's no reason that movie should be on. Let me just tell you this: looks, Weapons is up for awards. Marty Supreme's up for awards.
Frankenstein.
Awards. Superman's up for awards. Frankenstein's up for awards. Sinners is
One
up for
Battle. Yep.
one battle after another is up for awards. Minecraft didn't see. Roofman didn't see. Phoenician Scheme didn't see. Relay didn't see. So like, I don't know that for a fact.
It's on the lower end. It's on the lower end of qualifying for this wheel. I agree with you.
But at the same time, at looking at the short list, like, and I shouldn't shit on Geese like that because now that I'm looking at it, like, there's 4 movies. There's a handful that we probably haven't seen.
Yeah.
I fought for Roofman, and just because I want to watch it.
Give me K-pop. I think we're gonna land on K-pop.
Who has not seen K-pop yet?
Me.
Neither one of you have?
Nope.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm gonna go with Frankenstein because I haven't seen it. And I want to watch it.
Give me Sinners because I haven't seen it.
All right.
You haven't seen Sinners. All right, hey DJ, spin that shit. And for the listeners, if it lands on Marty Supreme, all of us have to go to the theaters in the next 2 days. And it doesn't look like
Minecraft.
Warcraft.
Roofman.
Roofman. Yes.
Roofman. I'm excited.
Roofman, Channing Tatum, Peter Dinklage, based on a true story. For those that didn't know.
Yep.
2025 comedy drama, a little over 2 hours long. I believe he's an escaped prisoner that hides out of the Toys R Us. Channing Tatum. I have been wanting to watch this since it was in theaters. I don't know if it is streamable yet. Let me take a peek here. Paramount Plus, it looks like.
Yeah, I thought I've seen it.
I cannot wait for this movie. And let's not – I know we just came from a non-star set of cast. We've got Channing Tatum, Kristen Dunst, Juno Temple, for those of you that don't know, and also a fun fact. Let me go back to the cast of F1 if I can figure out a way to not screw this up. F1 cast had Sarah Niles, who was Bernadette Pierce. JP's mom was the counselor for AFC Richmond. And Ted Lasso. Juno Temple was Keela in Ted Lasso, who was Jamie Tart, then Roy Kent's girlfriend. Or Keely, not Keela, Keely. So back-to-back Ted Lasso TV show actors getting thrown, actors and actresses. They've been in movies before, but just kind of an odd thing. Peter Dinklage is in the movie. I cannot wait for this one because I haven't seen it yet, and this is one I did want to see in theaters. So Roofman. And I think it's got the comedy aspect too. Like I said, comedy drama. I think it's got a lot of realness to it because it's based on a true story. But not a lot of comedy movies get thrown across my plate. So Roofman, I don't think it'll be up for any awards, but I guess we'll find out next week. But welcome to 2026, episode 1 of the Best of Butter Boys 2025 movies. F1, Apple TV, Brad Pitt. You got to watch it. We do think Best Supporting Actor will be nominated to JP, better known as Damson Idris. I think this movie's going to clean house for certain categories. Based off the short list, I think it could be a pretty good variety of awards this year. Also, fun facts before I get into the outro here, and if you guys want to fill any space, I'm going to talk through it. But the Big Five awards, we talk about a lot about the Oscars. There's only been 3 movies ever who have swept the Big Five. And I saw this when I was looking up these awards earlier. There's been 3 movies of all time. You guys name one of them.
Titanic.
And let me just, before the answer is no, let me just read to you guys one more time. The Big Five refers to Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Actress, and Best Screenplay. There's been 3 movies ever that have swept the Big Five. Can you name any of the 3? And none of them are from the year 2000. It's 1934, 1975, 1991.
Oh, yeah, then no way. No way I'd guess. Those are too old.
2 of them you've probably heard of. 1 of them you haven't. 2 of them I guarantee you've heard of. 1 of them you haven't. Maybe you have.
It's too late. I already Googled it, so
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
The 3 movies that have won the Big Five are It Happened One Night, 1934, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975, and The Silence of the Lambs in 1991.
Yep.
Won the Big Five. So I don't think that's going to happen this year. We got a good variety. But again, guys, thank you. Welcome to 2026 F1. Brad Pitt, Damson Idris. We're calling our shot on the podcast in January. Best Supporting Actor should be in the consideration. Don't know if he'll win, but he should be nominated. Awesome pod. Didn't have Geese. I know this is a movie that the boys wanted to talk about together. We've talked about it a lot off pod, but glad we got a chance to chat about it. Very excited for Roofman. Very excited for the wheel that we've got, and excited to grow and expand in more ways we can get you guys involved out there on the podcast, whether that's watching the movie prior to listening to the pod, which I know a lot of you probably don't do. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. If you've seen it recently or maybe seen it at all, that's still fine too. But I think the best listening experience or viewing us idiots will be to watch the movie the same week the pod comes out. So continue to keep you guys updated on social media. Talked about Spongebob, talked about We Bury the Dead, talked about Avatar. Didn't talk much about Weapons because it's on the wheel. But if you saw that one in theaters, I hope that one lands for you. But guys, if you're going to watch Roofman, it's on Paramount Plus. If you're going to go out and see The Scream Unseen on Monday, if you're an AMC A-list member like me, or if we ever happen to land on Marty Supreme in the wheel, get your ass in seats, get your ass on the couch for Roofman on Paramount Plus. And as always, get your popcorn and never forget your extra butter. We'll catch you on the next one.
Extra butter on the corn for me. Extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.